From Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, WHCS Channel 5 presents Peninsula District Group AAA Football. The Phoebus Phantoms versus the Hampton Crabbers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Darling Stadium for this game between the undefeated ranked number 1 Hampton Crabbers and the undefeated ranked number 5 Phoebus Phantoms, as both teams come into this game at a perfect 4-0 record. And Bob, we have a deja vu from last year. Both of these teams were in a similar situation last year.
Well, like Mike Smith said today, he says one of these teams are going to walk out of here with a loss, and one is going to have 5-0. So it's a big game, Tim. There's no doubt about it. Both teams are playing real good football. It doesn't take much to get up for the game because there's an intense rivalry here.
The Hampton Crabbers, of course, coming off of a last-second victory over the Warwick Raiders last week to remain undefeated, while the Phoebus Phantoms, they are coming into this game after having kind of an off night against a Ferguson team that people figured they would beat handily and really didn't.
Well, so, I don't want to give any excuses for the Phantoms, but they had a lot of kids that were playing that were not in real good health. There's a flu going around, flu bug was going around. They went ahead and played, and it showed. They're a much better team than what they played last week.
This Hampton team averaging 27 points per game while allowing just a little more than 4. And the Phoebus Phantoms an identical 27 points per game, and they allow 11 points per game from their opponent. And right now, Bob, I understand a little earlier you had an opportunity to talk with the head coaches. Let's go to that interview you had with head coach Bill D of the Phoebus Phantoms.
Well, I expect Hampton to do what they always do, play good, sound, fundamental football. They got some good weapons on offense with Hamlet and Brown and Gatling and Stein and their tailback, he's an excellent. Ellison's a great running back. So they got in their offensive line. They've got a young offensive line. I noticed they're all on the juniors, I believe. Juniors.
Right.
And those kids are getting better every week. And defensively, they haven't given up many points.
Right.
So I mean, they're not much different than any other year.
Well, this really kind of begins your season because with these 4 teams in a row that are tough and with very few losses, this can make your season.
Well, every game is a very important game in the Peninsula District. This is such a strong district. You look every team is, you can't take a week off.
Right. I
don't think against anybody. We played, Ferguson last week. I thought they played us pretty well. It's a well-balanced district. A lot of teams year in, year out are getting better too.
Well, that makes you stay on your toes.
I don't need to stay on my toes too much, but it's a tough district. It really
good.
is.
Listen, we wish you good luck tonight and hope to talk to you after ball game.
Well, I appreciate it,
Good
Bob.
enough.
Thanks
a lot.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back over to Tim.
What is United Way?
American Red Cross.
The Association for Retarded Citizens of the Peninsula.
The Salvation Army.
Services to military families.
Last year, United Way of the Virginia Peninsula's 45 agencies provided critical services to those in need. Please give today.
Hampton Crabbers and WHCS, together we're a winning team!
We're the fresh new look in Hampton. WHCS, Cable Channel 5.
Of course, the Phoebus Phantoms with a 28-19 victory over Manor to open the season, then a 28-13 victory over the Gloucester High School team. Menchville was the next victim, 35-14. And last week, as we mentioned, the Phantoms ran their record to 4-0 with a shutout 17-0 over the Ferguson Mariners of Newport News. There you see the Phoebus High School marching band coming on the field, and they will be performing the national anthem momentarily. And I do want to remind you that we will have halftime ceremonies. Karen Schaffner will be our hostess, and those can be seen in their entirety at the conclusion conclusion of tonight's ball game. So please, if you have a son or a daughter in the band on either Hampton or Phoebus, stay tuned for that, as we'll have all of the halftime activities immediately following tonight's football game. The Phoebus Phantoms, as I said, 4-0 last year. They came into this game in a similar situation and walked away with a victory, a rare victory over the Hampton Crabbers. And, of course, that was the only regular season defeat that the Hampton Crabbers suffered last year. Later on in the season, the Phoebus Phantoms stumbled against the Warwick Raiders, a game we had the pleasure of doing here on Channel 5. And ultimately, Hampton and Phoebus tied for the district title with one loss on their ledger.
Well, Tim, I tell you, you look at this Hampton team, 14 years they've either owned it outright or have shared the district championship. 14 straight years. Just a phenomenal job that the coaching staff, Mike Smith, has assembled over there at Hampton High, has done.
There
You can see some of our finest here
Hampton's
tonight.
finest, that's right. Here to make sure law and order prevails. This rivalry that is growing ever so much each year is getting to be more and more just that. And of course, the Hampton Crabbers not known for losing to the same team twice in a row. But that'll be on their minds.
They very seldom lose 2 games in a row during the regular season, and I don't know the last time they lost to the same team 2 years in a row. It's been a long time since that has happened. If we get a chance, we'll look at the coaching staff. We got 2 fine coaching staffs here for both of these teams, Tim. Mike Smith has done a great job with his coaching staff over there. Bill D has done a good job assembling a good staff over there at Phoebus High School.
We are kind of enjoying, as I hope you are, the antics of the Phoebus High School band. There you see the Zebras for tonight's game. That is Mick McCullough, the referee, to your left. We'll get into the complete introduction of there we see the coaches now for the Hampton Crabbers. Of course, head coach Mike Smith with more than 200 high school victories. Danny Mitchell, Alvis Mann, Walter Brower, and they moved too quickly. I didn't catch the last name.
Lanny Franklin.
Lanny Franklin, of course it was. And there you see on and on Woodrow Wilson, Simon Gupton, Kenny Gilliam, and Joel Gray. Some names of quite
Let me talk about the Phoebus Phantoms. Bill D, Greg Navard, Mike Talon, and Stan Sexton, and he also has Greg Day and Mike Tyndall. These last 2 people are both from Bethel High School, played ball under Coach Kozlowski under a wishbone. So they know wishbone, and that's why I said Bill D's done a good job of getting somebody that knows the wishbones and knows how to coach it.
Crowd is still filing in here, a tremendous throng at either one of the ends of the stadium trying to buy their tickets. The Hampton City school system here, the fans are always late arrivers. They don't get here early.
I don't understand. I was here early, Tim.
All right, we've been kind of stalling here because we wanted you to get a chance to enjoy the playing of our national anthem, and now we have the Phoebus High School band playing our national anthem.
Jeffrey, hold your mic up there. You put it up. No, the other way. Do it,
there you have the playing of our national anthem from
Test.
by the Phoebus High School Marching Band. As this is a home game for the Hampton High School team. And Phoebus, of course, all the Hampton City schools play their home games here at Darling Stadium. Okay, let's go back in time. Now, Bob had a chance a little earlier to speak with head coach Mike Smith of the Hampton Crabbers. Let's go back and take a look at that interview.
We did a mic check before, but we said it was okay. Is that all right now? Give me a wave. Can you hear me?
Bob Hens with Coach Mike Smith of the Crabbers. Coach, last week was probably one of the best football games that we have seen in a long time. The Crabbers just look awesome that second half.
I don't know if we looked awesome or not. I think we got back into the ball game and eliminated the penalties we had the first half. We kept killing ourselves with penalties. And Warwick's a good football team. They played very hard. You know, we made a lot of mistakes defensively on long yard situation. On 3rd and 4th down, we had to stop. Got 4 15-yard penalties, and that's
that can hurt you. But that last time when you got that ball last 30 seconds, I hadn't seen a team use the clock in high school and college as well as you guys did.
Well, I guess, you know, we were fortunate in a lot of things. I thought Fred handled the ball real well going down. Stein made some great catches, and we were fortunate to turn that down.
Well, you know, a lot of people say you're fortunate, but you got to be prepared for that.
Oh, I think we were prepared for it. I don't mean that. I think it's, you know, on that particular series right there. Right. I thought we had an opportunity to score on the series before that on the pass they picked off, and Fred got a little rush there and ball a little behind. We had a safety beat, but they're a good football team. We're glad to get out of the win.
Yeah, I know that. Well, what do you expect from this Phoebus team? They're undefeated. You're undefeated, and it's a good rivalry in the Hampton system between between Phoebus and Hampton.
Well, I don't know about any rivalry. I think everybody we play is a rivalry, and we don't look at it as a rivalry. We just look at it as, you know, as another team on the schedule we've got to play. They've got a good football team, you know. They were 4-0. They come in here last year, and like last year, somebody's going out here with a loss. So. They've done a good job. They've played well defensively, and they've played well offensively.
Do you have to make many adjustments for their wishbone? Is it similar to what you do for Kickotan with a few adjustments?
Well, I don't think so. You know, a lot of people run option football now. You know, what they gain in one respect, they run a lot of power football out of the wishbone, which you can't run out of the split back and veer. But then you eliminate some of your quick receivers, you know, and throwing the ball. So you sacrifice something either way you do. And it's a little different because I think probably with the split back veer or I formation with the option, you've got to you get 3 quick receivers on you, and they're really not in a position to do that in a wishbone. I mean, although you can get them out and get them in a pattern, they can't get them up as quick on you.
Okay, well, listen, congratulations on a fine season so far, and good luck tonight, and hope to see you after the ball game.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Mike.
All right,
let's go back up to Tim.
Of course, the Hampton Crabbers, as I mentioned, 4-0. They outscored Green Run 40-0 in the opening game of the season. Then they had a tough battle with the Kickotan Warriors, came away with a 13-7 win. Then they whitewashed Lafayette 42-0. And last week, a last-second field goal from Sam Welch to win the Warwick game 13-10. Well, now let's go down to the middle of the field for the toss of the coin and the introduction of the officials for tonight's game.
Hoping Mike McCullough would turn on his mic. Mick McCullough. Mike McCullough, turn on his mic.
Well, for some reason, we're not picking up the referee.
Let's introduce these guys real quick for you. Hampton and Phoebus. We've got Mr. Roby, Mr. Spera, Mr. Klemensick, and Mr. Chisman. All right, we already know what's happening. Hampton, you have won the toss. Hampton has won the toss. No. That's what I said, these guys.
Hampton has won the toss.
Hold it.
Nope.
Phoebus won the toss and will receive. These guys are going to kick. Come on in and give me a handshake and let's go.
right, good job, man. Tim, one thing I did want to bring up, though, those last 2 games that Hampton played, they were without the services of Sean Hamlet. I watched him play in the Kickingham game, as you and I watched him on that 85-yard run. I have not seen a young man put on afterburners as quick as he does. So he's going to be a welcome sight back in the both offense and defense for the Crabbers. Now, he's not going to be a starter on offense, but he's their defensive leader at that safety spot for the Crabbers. So Hampton will kick off, as Mick said. Got himself squared away.
Turned around a bit there. I want to take this opportunity to let the folks at home realize that the administration of the Hampton School Division is calling on all Hampton parents to get involved as partners with the schools in providing the best education for their children as possible. You can do this by helping your children with homework, getting involved in their classroom activities, volunteering in school, and providing assistance to the business community as they assist you and the schools. Remember, all of us working together can make a difference. All right, we're about set to go with the battle of the undefeateds.
All ready to go. All ready to go. All ready to go.
I think we're going to have more Mick tonight than we know. It's a short, low kick. Taken,
and it's a hard kick to handle
at the 23-yard line, and immediately down at that point. The Phoebus Phantom falling on the football was number 11. That is Maury Price.
That's like, oh, excuse me, Tim. That's almost like a squib kick. That is real hard to handle. That kind of a kick.
And also, you know, the grass, you and I were down on the field, and the grass is in excellent condition. This field is beautiful.
But his group did great.
It's a little damp, though. And
well, the humidity, as we can see on our glasses, drink here, the humidity is really something. Phoebus is going to try just to move the ball right up the field, Tim. They will stay in between the tackles for the most part.
We'll give you those starting lineups in just a moment. Handoff right up the middle, as you said, Bob, for little or no gain. The line of scrimmage was the 23, and they'll mark it at the 24. So a yard on the play. And your starting lineups.
Phoebus runs most of their plays between tackles, and occasionally they will go outside. They got great speed in T.J. Carrington in the backfield, and Troy Edge has got good speed also. He's the young quarterback, junior quarterback for the Phantoms. And there's the off-tackle play.
This handoff to Chris Moore, number 44.
Remember Chris from last year playing fullback for the Phantoms.
We'll see if we can't get you those starting lineups again. Here we go. The Crabbers on defense. Tynes, Tucker, Brown, and Gatling. Along with Pittman, Newsom, King, Capehart, Ford, Stein, and, as you mentioned, Sean Hamlet. Returning to that defensive and offensive lineup for the Hampton Crabbers.
Well, he was replaced by Wayne Spencer, who did a great job against Warwick, picking off 2 passes. So it's good to see Sean back, though.
27-yard line. This is the quarterback Edge, and Edge is sandwiched at about the 28-yard line. It'll be 4th down for the Phantoms.
Well, that's what you got to do if you're the Hampton Crabbers. You got to make them run laterally instead of up the field. And here we see the offense for Fade. Brown, Clark, Jameson, and Pritchett are the center and the guards, and one of the tackles, Rowley, Russell, Harrelson, Moore, Carrington, Harris, and Troy Edge, who run the ball that last time. And you notice our new graphics look real good, Tim.
Sean Hamlet back to field the punt at the 39-yard line. He gets across the 45 to about the 47, where the Crabbers will have excellent field position.
Well, you see the strategy that time of the Phantoms is they kicked the ball away from Sean, made him go to it. But Hampton ends up with great field positions. You can see here on the replay.
I want to make a correction. You mentioned, I think you said Troy Edge. It's Tory Edge is the quarterback for the Phoebus Phantoms.
You're right.
47-yard line is where the Hampton Crabbers will start. Fred Brown will be at quarterback. They'll run bunt out of the eye. Second man through. This is Hamlet bursting through, or check that, not Hamlet, but in fact 44, Ellison. Shelly Ellison all the way to the Phoebus 41-yard line.
Well, he had an excellent game last week against the Roy Raiders. The young man is really coming to his own. Last year he hurt a knee and it took him a while to come back. Watch this replay, Tim. Just great blocking at the point of attack, and there was a nice hole. I think you could have got through that hole.
I think so. They mark it at the 40-yard line. It's a first down for the Crabbers. The handoff again to Ellison, this time 2 tough yards on the left side as the right side of the Phoebus line came up big. Ellison in 4 games has averaged 6 yards per carry, 414 yards on 69 attempts. And I want to thank our good friend Mike Keach over at the Daily Press.
You better. He helps you out.
That's right. With these statistics, as Mike very capably keeps stats every week for us, and he and the rest of the Daily Press sports staff, we do owe them our greatest appreciation. Pickup of 2 on the play, second down and about 8 for the Crabbers. Again, this is Sean Hamlet this time, and he gets down close to the 36-yard line.
That number 24 was on the tackle both times. That's the linebacker Harris, Reggie Harris. He plugged up the hole. Here we see the offense. Go ahead, Tim.
Well, you got Gary at center, and Newsom and Tynes the guards. Tucker is one tackle, Vic the other. The right end is Spencer, Gatling the other, and Stein is the flanker. And we'll get back to the rest of that lineup for you in just one moment. Third down and about 5 for the Crabbers. And bursting through is Brett Brown. He'll score.
Tim, that was a great cutback by Brown. Just an awesome cutback. Everything, all the flow was going to the left. He cut it back to the right, made a great move. All he was looking for was the 5 yards to get the first down, and there was nobody there to stop him.
So with 7:43 remaining in the first quarter, Fred Brown, the quarterback for the Hampton Crabbers, runs 36 yards for the touchdown. And Sam Welch will be on to try the extra point. The kick is up, it's long enough, and it's good. So the Crabbers, after starting from their 47-yard line, march 53 yards for the score here in the first quarter.
But you can take your hat off to the Hampton defense because they shut down Phoebus, who has got a good offense, made them punt from deep in their own territory, which gave the Crabbers excellent field position. And the Crabbers did a great job of executing. And then, of course, that great cutback run by Brown capped it off.
Brown averages 5.7 yards per carry. And that is his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Watch the replay of this, Tim. Brown cuts it right here, and he'll cut back against the green. There is nobody there. The defensive back overran his pursuit, and there was nobody to stop Brown, and he kind of high steps it into the end zone. Deep kick this time.
10-yard line. This is Moore, and Moore is upended at the 26 again. Chris Moore getting the duty on the receiving end for kickoffs. Did we get a chance to finish the offensive lineup for the Crabbers? I'm not sure we did, but we'll get back to that. I think we've gotten as far as the lineup.
We've done the lineups this way. We got to wait until we have a possession again. We get the defense for the Phantoms and the rest of the offense for the Crabbers.
All right. So the Phantoms will start from their 25-yard line, trailing 7-0 as the Crabbers here in the first quarter have struck with a 53-yard drive, 4 plays, 1 minute and 35 seconds. Gary Moore, our good friend, keeping stats for us tonight. We appreciate that. This is straight up the middle for 3 yards.
Well, the wishbone attack is designed to punch it up the middle, draw the defense in, and then pop the ball to the outside. And with your speed, you have to have great execution on the point of attack and the line of scrimmage. Hampton does a great job of defending against the wishbone.
That was T.J. Carrington on the carry. He got 4 yards on the play. Second down and 6 for the Phantoms. Out of the wishbone. Edge wants to throw off the hands of the intended receiver. Should have had it. was one of those cases where the ball was thrown a little behind Johnny Lewis, but it looks like it was a catchable ball.
Oh, that was catchable. He was really too wide open, I think. He was thinking if I could run before I got the ball.
Get a chance to watch this on the replay. Lewis with one grab on the year for 10 yards. So he had to reach back a little for
Well, it was behind him. All fairness to him, it was thrown behind him.
But it was there. Those are called drops. Since these are high school players, you got to remember that's going to happen. I don't care what level you're at. You're going to drop them. You see the pro. I watched the boy last week in the pros drop a ball that would have won the game for his team. Left side carry across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
That bring up another 4th down for the Phantoms. They've had the ball 3 downs and kicked twice now. 3 downs and punt. That's not what Bill D wants out of his offensive unit.
4th down and 3 for the Phantoms. Back in deep punt formation, DJ James. Sean Hamlet, the lone deep man for the Hampton Crabbers. No pressure on the punter. Gets a good looking kick away. Hamlet will field it at the 30-yard line. Looking for blocking on the left side. He's got a couple of blockers out there. And a flag goes down. I'm sure we're going to see an illegal block on the play. A late flag also. Got 2 flags down.
It may be the same.
What happened now?
75 black with a clip on the return.
After change of possession.
After the change from
both flags.
Slab. Yeah,
both flags. Clipping after change on the black team.
You heard referee McCullough tell you.
And it's really good to hear that, Tim, because he post-possession. And that's what he wants to see. And there you see
the clip.
That was
75.
Good camera people right on the money.
Yep, he didn't get him real badly, but he got him enough. Tyrone Tynes, the guilty party, and the penalty marked off. Listen to Mick McCullough.
Clipping on Hampton after the return. 1st down.
All right, so the Crabbers, who had great field position, started from their 47 on the first drive, will not enjoy that type of position this time. They'll be on their 13. 5:45 remaining here in the first quarter. 4 12-minute quarters in high school football. This is Tim Cole along with Bob Hitz. We're glad you're with us here from Darling Stadium on a perfect night for football at the new Darling Stadium. Hampton, second possession of the ball game. Right side carry, number 44. That's Ellison. He's across the 15 to about the 17-yard line. Actually, I'll mark it a little bit closer to the 18.
Looks like pick up about 6 yards, Tim.
Short 7, long 6. It'll be 2nd down for the Crabbers. Here's your replay of that last carry. Out of the I formation. Ellison, the second man through, gets the call. Good blocking by the right side of the Hampton.
Excellent blocking by the right guard that time for the Crabbers.
This is Ellison again, and Ellison gets the 1st down at the 30-yard line.
And Tim, he is getting holes at the line of scrimmage that are closing real quick. He gets through them before they have a chance to close. We have a injured player. Looks like one of the Phantoms is injured, Tim.
As I mentioned, Ellison with 69 carries and 414 yards coming in is the leading rusher on the Hampton
That's
team.
T.J. Carrington is on the field, who is their premier runner in that backfield, and that will not make the Phantom.
Here's your replay. Let's see if we can find out what happened on the play. This is Carrington coming in on the tackle. He is the man laying on the Hampton Crabbers. It's hard to determine.
Well, he may have got a hand caught underneath or something like that. It's hard to tell.
And that's what they appear to be looking at, is his right hand. This gives me an opportunity to make you aware of some of the things that are going on. You can keep on top of the latest news affecting Hampton roads. Watch Channel 5 News with Beverly Penn every day at 1, 5, and 9 p.m. right here on Channel 5.
Well, we also have a break in action, Tim. We got a break in action. I do want to talk about selecting the player of the game, as you and I will do along with our staff. The T-shirts for the player of the game and the staff shirts worn by the crew for Channel 5 were donated by Sports Place. Sports Place has a new location at the Hampton Woods Plaza on Big Bethel Road. See Dave Chubb for all your sporting good needs. Also, the plaques are being donated to the player of the game by DC Engraving. The plaques are a metal photo, which is one of the many quality styles that you will find at DC Engraving. DC Engraving is also at a new location at Tab Square on Route 17, so see Dave out there for all your engraving needs.
The delay continues as TJ Carrington, who is the leading rusher for the Phoebus Phantoms, and of course, as many times happens, is a two-way player. And while playing defense for the Phantoms, he has been injured, and they are still attending to him. You can see Mike Talon, one of the assistant coaches, and he is helped to his feet, and hopefully Mr. Carrington will be able to return. It's a nice hand from the...
And you see that Diane Limerick went out there, the Hampton trainer, was out there giving an assistance, and that shows you the sportsmanship awarded by both of these teams.
Crowd still filing in for this game. They don't believe 7:30 start time, apparently.
I tell you, they've already missed some good plays.
All right, so it is a first down at the 30-yard line for the Crabbers. Fred Brown is over center. Brown on the draw play, gives to Sean Hamlet. Hamlet gets a couple of tough yards as he was picked off pretty quickly by number 8, Chris Russell. And on the play also number 24, again, your Reggie Harris.
And that young man plugged up the middle a couple of times and made Hampton come up with a 3rd and long on. Of course, Fred Brown took it in for a touchdown, but Reggie Harris is doing a good job at that linebacker spot for the Phantoms.
Gain of 2 on the last play. 2nd down and 8 for the Crabbers. Now McCullough calls a timeout for equipment as Sean Hamlet needed a strap adjusted on his helmet. And we're set to go. 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. Hampton leading 7-0. Pitch goes to Sean Hamlet, right side, cuts inside and gets out to about the 35-yard line.
Well, he ran into his blocker, Shelton Snow, number 30, the fullback, who does a great job of blocking from that fullbacks, was kicking his man out, and Sean went outside rather than cut inside and ran into the blocker that time.
And he also ran into Stephen Jamerson, 58.
That was the guy being blocked. Yeah,
you
you're
watch
right.
Jamerson going along the line of scrimmage here. He is following the play. There you see him just to the left of center, and then he will come in and finish off the play. 3rd down and 5 for the Crabbers. They need to cross the 40-yard line. Brown with a lot of time, has Stein open. Stein makes the catch in Phoebus territory at the 44-yard line.
What an excellent catch, but also what an excellent throw. It was put where only Stein could catch the ball. That's what happened last week at Warwick. Brown hit Stein on a sideline and stopped the clock as we watch the replay. Fred does a great job. Nice throw.
All day, too. I mean, he had plenty of time.
Good protection. Watch this catch, Tim. Nobody else had a chance to catch that ball but Stein. And that's what you want if you're that offensive quarterback. Your man should be the only one that has a chance.
Stein with 10 catches on the season for 179 yards. Brown, short drop back. Now he'll scramble around, trying to pick up a receiver. Brown, incredibly elusive, still on his feet, and finally makes something out of nothing all the way to the 41-yard line.
It looked like he was stopped 2 or 3 times back there or hemmed in, but he made some good, nifty moves, as you alluded to.
Brown is no slouch when it comes to carrying the ball. He averages more than 5.5 yards per carry, and for a quarterback, that's pretty good. Against Warwick, he carried 12 times for 51 yards. You got a chance to watch this evasiveness on the part of Fred Brown here. You'll see he gets in trouble. Took a real short drop. Then it looks like here, if you can see all of these players, there's a lot of white shirted jerseys after him. Looks like he's hemmed in for sure. And then he finally gets back to the line of scrimmage and picks up a couple to boot. Back to the live action. Ball carrier this time is Sean Hamlin. He gets the ball just across the 40.
Well, Tim, on the play before this last one, on the short drop that Brown did, that looked like he was going to throw a quick pass. His receiver wasn't open, and he just ad-libbed from there.
Hamlet comes out of the ball game for Hampton, and in his place is Shelly Ellison. Wide receivers to the right and the left for the Crabbers. Gatling wide to the right, Stein to the left. Handoff inside, and no first down forthcoming as the Phoebus Phantoms fill that hole pretty quickly. In on the stop for Phoebus, number 68, among others, Linwood Jones.
Well, now if you're Hampton, Tim, do you punt the ball and try to just push it down to the towards the goal line? Or
here's your replay of that last play. Brown actually never handed the ball off. He just kind of looked like he was going to do a quarterback draw, and it really just wasn't there.
Well, Hampton is going for it. 4th and 3.
4th down and 3 for the Crabbers. Pitch to Ellison. Ellison will be very close to the first down. Exactly where they mark it will be the determining factor. Looks like he might have gotten it.
That's too close for me to call Eagle Eye. You try.
Well, let me see where they spot it.
We got it.
Oh, yeah, they got it easily. Got it by about the length of the football, I think. But they'll bring the chains across. They don't have the eyesight I do.
Well, Mick needs to have it two-way. He needs to be able to hear us.
It's either first down for the Phantoms or first down for the Crabbers. By the length of the football,
first down.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you have not missed one this year. In fact, I can't remember the last one you missed.
So the Crabbers now with the ball at the Phoebus 33-yard line with a first down. 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They lead 7-0. The Crabbers, a 53-yard drive capped by a 36-yard run by Fred Brown. His 3rd touchdown of the season. This play going nowhere.
That was one of the few times that Shelton Snow gets the ball and not doing the blocking. He was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, Tim, he may have lost a half a yard or so.
Well, after they stretch the marker back, they will, in fact, lose a yard on the play. 2nd down and 11. And we have seen what has been the last play of the first quarter. As you see your replay here, Snow just never really got on track. And then, among others, he was snowed under by Cedric Brown. That's the end of your first quarter. 12 minutes of action from Darling Stadium. The Hampton Crabbers on their first possession went 56 yards. It should be 57 yards. I get it right in, 53 yards. That's 167 yards. 53 yards.
Well, that was a very fast first quarter. There was not many passes thrown. In fact, it was, maybe one by Hampton and a couple by the Phantoms, and that's one of the things going to stop the clock, except going out of bounds or getting a first down.
And Dr. Stills gave me this. I wanted to read this. It makes good sense. Channel 5 is education. Channel 5 is information. Channel 5 is entertainment. Channel 5 is cable television you can trust your children with. Besides excellent sports coverage, Channel 5 does a lot of other programming, and we invite you to join the Channel 5 family for the finest in family entertainment. First quarter out of the way, the battle for the unbeatens here. The Phantoms, there you see the score, 7-0. The Phoebus Phantoms on the short end of the 7-0 score. It's going to be very important that T.J. Carrington be able to return to this Phoebus lineup, I would think, Bob. This is the first chance we've seen.
Yeah, Tim, he's such an integral part of their offense, but he also plays a big part of their defense. And
2nd down.
He will be sorely missed for sure. Let's hope it's not a serious injury.
On the option play, Brown pitches just at the last second to Ellison, and Ellison gets outside, is finally driven out of bounds at about the 17-yard line, which will be close to the first down.
Tim, he was looked like to me he was not going anywhere. He, being Fred Brown, pitched the ball to Ellison.
Watch, just at the last second, and Ellison had to stop and wait for the ball.
Well, he drug a couple of Phoebus players with him for a couple yards.
Well, he just showed excellent strength there, and it was a first down for the Crabbers at the 17. So the Crabbers continue the drive. Brown still has the football, pitches it back to Ellison, and Ellison on a fine tackle by Reggie Harris is upended for no gain.
Reggie Harris has been on a lot of tackles tonight for the Phantoms, and we are just started into the second quarter.
Harris is a senior. He's 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, and you'll get a chance to watch this on the replay. Brown fakes the dive play and then pitches to Ellison. Look at Harris just come up, make a fine open field tackle on a good running back.
Well, and the only way to stop a good running back is you got to hit him low, and that's exactly what Reggie Harris did.
They give a 1-yard gain on the play. Brown wants to throw over the middle off the fingertips of his intended receiver. That would be number 80, and that is Wayne Spencer. Wayne Spencer, yes. And Spencer can't hold on to the football. Brings up a 3rd down and 9. Get a chance to watch this again. You'll see Brown again, a short drop back. Rifles that ball just much too high for Spencer. Spencer never really had a chance at the ball.
And he was open, Tim.
3rd down and 9 for the Crabbers. All at the Phoebus 16-yard line. Brown on the draw play, keeps the ball. Trying to get outside, cuts it back inside, down to the 5-yard line, and a 1st and goal.
What an excellent move by Brown by making the tackler miss on a great stutter step and a stop and change of direction.
To say Brown is elusive is really inadequate. Watch this, on the quarterback draw, he goes back. He never really intended to throw the ball. Went back as if he would, and then watch this move right here. Oh, he just put a move on him and got the 1st down. 1st and goal at the Phoebus 5.
They got a timeout by the Phantoms. They got to regroup. You can't let them. If you're Phantoms, you want to stop the Crabbers, make them kick a field goal. Hate to see them get another touchdown this early in the game.
You know, we've talked about the high school games here at Darling Stadium on and off. We do want to encourage the fans to come on out and see these games in person. Good crowd on hand tonight. I kind of hope we'd have a complete sellout, but a good crowd nonetheless. And we do encourage you. It's about 70 degrees tonight. It's gorgeous evening out here. It's a great family atmosphere, and we truly do want you to come out and support your favorite high school football team. It's well worth the price of admission. There you see a lot of the Hampton fans in attendance. Of course, we're on the Hampton side of the field. They are the home team tonight. We got another good ball game tomorrow night, and both of these games will be here on Channel 5. We will have Bethel and Kickintan. Back-to-back games on Channel 5. And that should be a real fine ball game. Bethel off to a 4-0 season.
You got 4 teams in the city of Hampton this year that are just dominating the rest of the district.
1st and goal for the Crabbers at the 5-yard line. Brown gives to Ellison. Ellison, nice play by T.J. Carrington. So we're happy to tell you, Phoebus fans, that Mr. Carrington is back on defense, and that's got to be good news for them.
Absolutely. If he had not made the tackle, Mr. Ellison would have waltzed into the end zone.
Here's your replay. Got to the 4-yard line. Ellison, following blocking of Snow, Carrington just got a hold of him, wouldn't let go. So that injured hand apparently not as serious as it might have appeared to be at first. We're sure glad to see that. 2nd and goal at the 4. With the I formation. Ellison gets the fake. Brown still has the football, and he is wrapped up for a loss.
That's what you call a naked bootleg. There was nobody over there but white-shirted opposition.
Once again, Stephen Jamerson was one of those white-shirted opposition. Among others, we'll get a chance to see it again. Brown tried to cut back, but the Phoebus defense this time was ready for him, and in on the stop along with Jamerson was Cedric Brown, number 50. And now a timeout is being called by whom? I believe Hampton.
The Crabbers.
So the Crabbers looking at a 3rd down and goal, and really the first 2 plays just nowhere at all. 1 yard on the first carry, and then a loss of that yard on the second. So Mike Smith, as you see him there, Natalie attired in his striped hat, will go out and discuss the options available to his team.
Mike just wants to settle him down a little bit because he knows you get within 5 yards of that end zone that the Crabbers to score, and he wants to make sure everybody knows their assignment and the right play to call.
Bob, I've been handed a piece of paper here with a quiz for you.
Uh-oh, quiz time.
Quiz time. This is, where can a family go and have a lot of fun, meet a lot of friends, make a lot of noise, in fact, make all the noise they want at a cost of less than a movie?
High school football.
High school football, you win.
Oh, wow. What do I win?
A hot sausage.
Oh, hot sausage. You know what those things do to me.
I know. That's why you won it.
Football here and everything.
Actually, first prize was 1, second prize is 2.
Oh, man.
Third down and goal for the Hampton Crabbers. Sean Hamlet gets the call, and the Phoebus Phantom defense is there. So
they really clogged up the middle that time, and Hampton really had no place to go.
There you see Reggie Harris, 24, amongst those who were there to stop Sean Hamlet, and now Sam Welch will come on and try a field goal for the Crabbers. Here's your replay, and again, the Phoebus defense has really come up strong here on this drive. They just blocked all the holes, and really Hamlet had nowhere to go.
There was no place to go.
Sam Welch, his kick is up, and it is good.
Well, if you're Phoebus, you got to feel pretty good that you kept Hampton out of the end zone on a touchdown. You only gave up 3 points with the first and goal from the 5, Tim. So defensively, the Phantoms did a good job down there of not giving up the 7 points. Hampton on the other side, Tim, moved the ball after having lousy field possession on that change of possession when they got the punt and then a clipping penalty. They moved the ball down the field and lacked 5 yards to get it in the end zone for a touchdown, but didn't come away with 3 points. So their offense is on track, making a minimum of mistakes and just doing a great job out there.
A 21-yard field goal credited to Mr. Welch. Welch has had a real fine season. Of course, he came through cool as a cucumber last week against Warwick with virtually no time on the clock. Welch has 12 extra points on the season, and that was his 3rd field goal. This one a 21-yarder to put his team ahead 10-0. 9:05 remains in the first half. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz coming to you from Darling Stadium. This game videotaped on the 4th of October, 1991, on a beautiful, beautiful night at Darling Stadium. Game time temperature about 70 degrees, a light breeze, no chance of rain. Kickoff again to the far side of the field, taken by Carrington at the 15-yard line. Carrington sidesteps one would-be tackler. He's got some room on the sideline, and he is finally driven out of bounds, but not before he crosses the 45-yard line.
And he did that on his own, Tim, because there were 2 Hampton Crabbers that nobody touched that were down there in his face, and he made a couple of moves. There's only 2 people to beat, but he ran out of real estate because he was on the sideline. Nice return by P.J. Carrington.
You'll see it again.
Nice camera work on the ball. Watch this move, Tim, right there. Boom, boom, 2 of them right on by him. 3rd one he made miss.
They mark the ball at the 47-yard line. This is edge. And they're going to say he was down before, and that'll be a break for the Phantoms.
Yeah, he was. His knee was on the ground when he made that pitch. Good call by McCullough.
So Torrey Edge, the quarterback for the Phantoms, on the option play. And his knee touched the ground before he released the ball. So, of course, in high school football, as soon as your knee touches the ground, the ball is dead.
They lost a little on that too, Tim.
Lost of 3 on the play. But I say they were probably happy that the ball had been blown dead. I don't know that Phoebus didn't recover the toss, but it was up for grabs. 45-yard line now, loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Wishbone offense. This is Harris, Reggie Harris, another 2-way player for the Phantoms. Struggles out close to midfield. He picked up about 5 on the play. They'll mark the ball actually at the 49, so make that a 4-yard play. And you'll get a chance to watch Mr. Harris on the replay.
And this is just basic wishbone power football. 2 blockers in front of him. Just try to get more people on, more offensive people on defense. We get a chance. We need to show the Phoebus offense and the Hampton defense.
We did that at the beginning of the game because Phoebus had the ball first. But we never got a chance to show the Phoebus defense.
That's what we missed. I knew we missed something.
One of those things.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a 4th down and punting situation, so maybe we'll get it after this. Watch the replay. Troy does a nice job on fake, steps back, has an open receiver, but it's just a little bit overthrown.
No rush on the kicker as James has plenty of time. Fielded by Sean Hamlet. Hamlet out to the 30-yard line, where he is tripped up on the play by number 67. That's Daniel Ott for the Phantoms. They'll mark it at the 31-yard line, where Hampton will take over, leading 10-0 with 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
It's a good shot of the Hampton sideline.
Here's a little bit of the replay. You'll see the punt from James. No pressure at all. Sean Hamlet. And a good open field tackle by Darrell Ward on the play. Hampton will start from their 31. Shelly Ellison still on his feet all the way out to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 14 on the play.
You know, Shelly Ellison is not a small player by any means, Tim. Number 44 is 6'2", 212, but he runs low to the ground, and you just don't get a good shot at him. Watch the replay. Watch this. Puts his shoulder, just shoves over. He runs over people.
6'2", 212. He's big enough to do it. First down at the 45. Ellison this time not as great a success. He gets out close to midfield. They'll mark it at the 49-yard line. Pick up on the play at about 4. Clock continues to move here with 6:08 remaining in the half. 4-yard pickup for Ellison. Second down and 6 for the Crabbers.
Hampton's got 3 wideouts, and again it's a draw.
And Brown all the way down to the Phoebus 34-yard line.
Well, that's down. You see what Hampton is doing, Tim, and they put 2 wideouts on the left field and split Stein to the right, spread that defense out, and run that draw play. And Brown has got real quickness and good speed.
Here's your replay. See, Brown really never intended to pass the ball at all. He almost had a knee go down, which would have negated this fine play, but of course, almost doesn't count. Shelly Ellison, as he stopped at the line of scrimmage on a fine defensive effort by the Phoebus Phantoms. Chris Russell, number 8, among others.
Number 60 for the Phantoms was the other gentleman that was there. That's Calvin Baldwin. He's one of the outside linebackers, 6'2", 195 junior.
No gain on the play for Ellison, and again, we've talked about how big he is, so you know that was a fine defensive effort by the Phantoms. Clock inside of 5 minutes now. 10-0 Hampton. Hampton ranked number 1 in the state and number 21 nationally. Pitch goes to Sean Hamlet. He's got blockers out there. He gets to the 30-yard line. Not much, and a good defensive effort. A late flag goes down. Good defensive effort of pursuit by the Phantoms, but a late flag. So let's check and see what this is all about.
Got dead ball foul. Dead ball foul, personal foul. Hampton.
So that's going to go against the Crabbers, and that'll back them up 15.
Well, that will be after the play. It's a dead ball foul, so they will mark it off from where they are now, Tim.
Here you see the play. Let's see if we can pick up what might have happened.
Right? I think we just missed. I think there was a young man coming in and made a hit late for the Crabbers. It's the only thing I could see. Well, that'll bring up a
dead ball, personal foul. on the Crabbers. We'll make it 3rd down.
Well, that's 3rd down and long because that play counted. So it looks like it was about 20.
So the Crabbers have to get to the 19, check that, the 24-yard line, and they are at the 44. So they've got a 3rd down and 20, as you said. 3rd and long. Mr. Brown has a fine arm. We'll see if he can use it this time. Throws long. Stein, and Stein has it picked off. Gentry Harrington, number 2 for the Phantoms, back to the 30-yard line. No flags down. Yes, there is a flag down. I take that back.
There's a flag clear back at the 8-yard line.
So it doesn't matter. It's way back there. So
Holding after change of possession. We're going to mark from. Well, wait a minute. It doesn't matter. We're going to go from back there.
No. We had an interception. Inner runs up here. We had an interception. Before Phoebus, it was after holding on Black 80. He tackled the guy.
You can hear the officials discussing the play.
Watch this slow motion on the on this play. It was a nice throw, just a little bit underthrown. He threw it up wanting John Stein to run underneath it. Nice pick
up the clip.
Got a personal foul on Hampton. Live ball.
Well, the foul is against the Crabbers, so that'll move the Phantoms another 15 yards down the field.
Against the Crabbers?
Yes.
All right, let's listen in to Mick.
Holding on Hampton, declined. First down. First down, Phoebus.
Because it will go back to the spot. It was back at 8-yard line.
You guys.
The block back there was not what we were seeing. I thought maybe we'd be seeing an illegal block.
No, he said that the Hampton man grabbed him.
Well, they're going to discuss this a little further, and let's see if we get this straightened out. Well, I guess that's it. So the penalty against Hampton is declined. I thought maybe we had a clip. We're generally on a run back like that. That's where you see it.
Yeah, illegal block or something, yes, but it was against the
so it was against the Crabbers
instead of the
declined.
run back.
So they'll start from the 30. The Phantoms get a break here. And that is Mr. Harrington carrying the ball. T.J. Carrington. Coming into this game, Carrington 383 yards on 49 carries. Looked like someone had a face mask there at first, but apparently they had the jersey. And Carrington got about 8 on the play. They need to cross the 40 for the first down.
Well, how many times have you seen a defensive team do something that really excites the offense and gets them moving? And this is a golden opportunity for the Phantoms. They are 3 minutes to go in the first half. But they need to get something going.
Reggie Harris carried the ball that time for Phoebus, and he'll come up short of the first down. Here's your replay. Harris, a good block.
Oh, number 74 for the
play.
Crabbers.
74, Lloyd Tucker, who submarined on the play and put the stops on that, making it a 3rd down and a yard. Phantoms need to cross the 40. Tory Edge fakes. And in fact, hands off. Good second effort. Gets the first down for the Phantoms.
Does that look like Chris Moore?
That's who it was.
44?
Chris Moore, the big fullback. 5'11", 205. The senior got the first down on second effort. He looked like he might have been stopped initially, but he kept running.
Well, he was hit before he got to the first down marker, Tim. But you're right, second effort, good leg drive and determination got him that first down.
And Gary Moore tells me that is the Phantoms' first down of the ball game.
I know that.
2:15 to go. The ball is batted in the air, and it goes as an incomplete pass. That ball was up for grabs momentarily.
The Hampton got in there much faster. That was a quick pass and just a quick out by number 8 for the Phantoms, Chris Russell, but he never got a chance to get the ball. There was too many defensive people in Troy Edge's face. But that does stop the clock with 2:10.
Each team has 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. If you joined us late, Hampton scored on their first possession, a 53-yard drive, 4 plays. Took a minute 35, and it was capped by a 36-yard run by Fred Brown, the quarterback. Then Welch added a 21-yard field goal, and that's where we stand, 10-0. This is Torrey Edge. Edge across midfield, close to a first down.
He went out of bounds, but I think he went out just a little shy of the first down.
We'll be back to Darling Stadium for the conclusion of our first half after this brief timeout.
We're going to look at it. We're going to look.
The fact that at halftime we will be recording the halftime activities. Karen Schaffner, as I mentioned, was supposed to be here, was unable to attend this evening, so we will use the PA announcer's halftime narration, but we invite you, parents and fans who like to watch the halftime activities, to stay tuned for that at the conclusion of the ball game. We'll have all of the halftime activities for you right after the ball game is over. 43-yard line. Edge still has the ball and throws to an open area. There is no one there.
Well, Tim, the man number 8 for the Phantoms, Chris Russell, was wide open, broke inside. It looked like Troy Edge looked for him to break to the outside, and that's where he threw the ball.
So a broken play brings up a 3rd down for the Phantoms. They need to get to the Hampton 38-yard line, so it's about 3rd down and about 5. 1:14 remaining in the first half. Phoebus trailing 10-0. Edge keeps on the option play, and Edge gets the first down at about the 36-yard line.
That's the
late flag goes down.
Flag again.
Excuse me, Tim, that's the 3rd first down that the Phantoms have had in a row, not having any.
81 is out.
3
81
minutes
black.
to go in the
Dead ball
half.
foul is ejected.
Another late flag.
And I believe we just heard Nick McCullough say a player has been ejected. And that'll be against Hampton, so that will help this drive for the Phantoms.
Get your head in the game.
The number 81 for the Crabbers, that's Pittman.
Yep, and he has been ejected. I'm not sure the reasoning behind it, but he is gone for the duration of the game. So a dead ball personal foul will give the Phantoms a first down at the Hampton 20-yard line with a minute 5 remaining.
That could get the Phantoms right back in this contest. This is what hurt Hampton at first half.
Dead ball, personal foul on Hampton. Player was ejected. First down, Phoebus.
So the Phantoms will have that first down. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bob, but Nick McCullough was explaining to us.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that too. But that happened against Warwick the first half. Hampton kept hurting themselves with penalties.
Two timeouts remaining for the Phantoms. If you're wondering about the Phoebus passing game, something we haven't seen a lot of so far, and now the Phantoms do take a timeout. Edge has completed just 31% of his passes so far this season. He is 6 of 19. He's been intercepted 1 time, and he has thrown for a total of 101 yards. His most prolific game to date was a 69-yard game against Ferguson, where he was 4 of 7 last week. So passing is not particularly a part of the Phoebus game that they have had great success with.
In your wishbone, that is not what you work on. That is not the point of attack. You do want to be able to have a pass. You do want to be able to surprise the defense occasionally with the pass, but that is not one of the primary things they work on. You see the ball is bouncing. Maybe we get Slow-Mo Joe to get us a slow-mo shot of that ball being knocked around on this Hampton sideline.
Follow the ball. There's your crab.
Hey, Flip.
Been a good ball game so far. The Hampton Crabbers, as I said, ranked number 1 in the state. And they have had their tough opponents here. They've had the Phantoms, of course, Warwick before that, and Kingstown before that. So they've had a tough time of it so far, but they've played very well. And continue to lead here 10-0. Edge throws, and it's incomplete. Almost picked off by the Crabbers' John Stein. And That'll bring up a third down now for the Phoenix.
Stein plays a great defensive back position for the Crabbers as well as their flanker position. And Tim, he is ranked either 1 or 2 in his class. So this young man is a prime candidate to get a scholarship both academically and scholastically.
I want you to be aware of the fact that Phoebus does go with a halfback option pass. Look like early movement, no flag. And it will not be enough for the first down. The reason I bring this up is Reggie Harris has thrown twice now on the season. One for 32 yards, one for 44 yards, so he can throw the football. It's going to be fourth down and about, well, a long 2 for the Phantoms.
Well, you're in a position now, Tim, that you hate to come away with nothing. I don't know what kind of a field goal kicker they have, but it looks like that's who they set in. Number 80 is the field goal kicker for the...
that's Jeff Herman.
Yes, Jeff Herman. He's 5'10", 145, just a junior, and it looks like that's what Bill D is going to do. You hate to get your first drive of the game and time is running out and not come away with anything.
Once again, Mike Keach and the guys down at the Daily Press have come to our rescue.
Okay.
Mr. Herman has 1 field goal on the season. That was a 24-yarder last week against Ferguson.
Well, the
so he'll
ball
be looking at something similar to that.
Looks like he spotted it about the 19, so that would make a 29-yarder.
I'm going to say it's probably a little closer, Bob, to the 18.
Okay.
Let's just call it for unofficial.
Well, I should have asked Eagle Eye.
So let's call it, if in fact it is a 28-yard field goal attempt. It is long enough, and it's good.
Well, they had plenty of distance and height on that. No doubt that was going to go through.
So with 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, Jeff Herman has kicked a 28-yard, we'll call it, field goal with just 30 seconds remaining on the clock to cut that lead to a 1 touchdown difference. And if the Phantoms now use their 2 remaining timeouts, the Crabbers with 2 remaining and 30 seconds to work with. And I've been added a note that Carmen Taylor will be our halftime narrator for the halftime activities, which will be seen at the conclusion of this ballgame.
Tim, Hampton made 2 big errors, 2 15-yarders that really hurt them on that drive.
And one of them could be very costly in the loss of Reggie Pittman. He is not a small part of this Hampton team. So they've lost his services for the duration of the game. I wouldn't even start to speculate what happened, but he is out of the game. A short kick, almost an onside type of kick, is fielded and downed immediately at the 33-yard line. On the receiving end was, I believe that's number 80.
That's Wayne Spencer.
That's Wayne Spencer.
That was a smart move, Tim.
12
you can almost like a fair catch.
12 plays, 67 yards, 3 minutes and 48 seconds of possession for the Phantoms, and they had their only first downs of the ball game during that drive, and they got a couple of those first downs via the penalty route. 29 seconds remain in the first half. Stein comes to the near side as a wide receiver. Draw play to Ellison, and Ellison will get maybe to the 34-yard line and pick up of a couple of yards. So the Crabbers now can elect to call timeout, and they do.
Timeout, Hampton.
So the Crabbers use the second of their 3 allotted timeouts with 16 seconds remaining. One of the things I was looking at, Bob, is some of our upcoming games on the schedule. I have it here somewhere.
Well, I know we have coming up, we have the Bethel Kickintan game, which is going to be a great one. Then we will have Phoebus 2 weeks in a row because they play Bethel and then Kickintan, and I'm not sure what order, but that's the new next 2 weeks. We will have these same Phantoms.
Just 16 seconds remaining. Channel 5 invites you to tour the town with Judy and meet the people who make Hampton Roads a special area. She's Judy Brathwaite, I think I pronounced that correctly, and she's on the go. From the newly renovated Newsom House in Newport News to the mayor's desk, she's on top of the action. You can catch her on Hampton's viewing alternative, Channel 5, WHCS. Can't touch this, huh? Used to be in the old days, you can't crush this. Second down and about 9 for the Crabbers. Pitch goes to Ellison. Ellison is tripped up at the line of scrimmage after a short gain. And again, in on the stop was Calvin Baldwin, number 60. Good defensive effort by the Phantoms. Now Mike Smith will trot out on the field and take the last timeout with just 8 seconds remaining in the first half. So both teams maximizing the time on the clock. Mike Smith not content to sit back and let this first half run out.
Well, he could have done that, but Mike is a competitor to the end, and he's trying to keep Phoebus off balance. And I'm sure Phoebus this time we're going to send back and play like a prevent defense in their secondary. They'll give up a short one, but not a long pass.
I knew I had it here. Handy-dandy little schedule here. We've got Phoebus and Bethel, as you said, October the 11th, which is next weekend. Then the Phantoms and Kickintan the following weekend, October the 18th. And then we wrap this up, at least our schedule as it stands right now, with the Hampton Bethel game, which will always get a rise out of a lot of players around here. You and I have to buckle down on that game since we're both from those representatives of those schools. Fred Brown, with time running out, runs out of bounds, and good sportsmanship by Carrington to hold on to him and prevent any injury occurring to either player. And there's just 1 second remaining, so Brown did in fact not use all of the time, and he did stop the clock with the out of bounds run. So the Crabbers will have one last play for the conclusion of the first. That was a long 7 seconds. I thought
it really was.
A lot longer than that.
But you talk to the clock operator, he's right there to your left.
No, I wasn't questioning that. Just seemed like he might have used up all those seconds, but he didn't.
Here, hold it. Let me get it now.
Crabbers set 3 receivers to the near side. And kind of a flood the zone Hail Mary. Brown rolling around, getting pressure, and gets away from one tackler, but not another, as he is finally put down for a substantial loss. Number 68, Linwood Jones, grabs him and downs him, and injured on the play was Calvin Baldwin. He is down at the 40-yard line, and he is in pain, and he would be a huge loss to these Phoebus Phantoms. Well, it's halftime at Darling Stadium. The score at halftime, the Hampton Crabbers 10, the Phoebus Phantoms 3. We'll return with third quarter action after this brief timeout. The two teams have returned to the field. There you see the officials huddled at the center of the field. The Hampton Crabbers will receive to start the second half, and they lead by the score of 10-3. By the way, at halftime, Bob, I was enjoying some of the fine gourmet
cuisine.
That hot sausage you won, I went ahead and forced myself to eat it.
I figured you would. I appreciate that, because I want to be able to breathe the rest of the evening and not disintegrate my mouthpiece.
The Hampton-Kickintan game we did 3 weeks ago almost burned my mouth with the hot sausage. These were mild. These were nothing.
But your mouth, if they burned your mouth, then I would have been on fire, because the mild ones are hot to me.
These were mild. They left the jalapenos out of these. All right, we're set to go. The second half just about set to get underway. The Hampton Crabbers will receive. They'll be moving from our left to our right. Sean Hamlet is inside his 10-yard line. And the kick is away from him. John Stein fields it at the 14. Stein out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
They might not get this far in the field, right?
And that's where the Crabbers will set up first and 10. Crabbers ranked number 1 in the state. Phoebus number 5. Both teams undefeated coming into this game. Fred Brown, who on the very last play of the first half was sacked for a considerable loss, will be at quarterback for the Crabbers. Here you see the kickoff fielded by Stein at the 14. Did a good job of getting the many yards he did.
Well, he just went straight ahead instead of trying to run laterally, which is not a bad move.
And that was not a good move on the part of Ellison. He ran right into the Phoebus Phantom defender on the play, Linwood Jones, number 68, for a loss of about a yard and a half on the play. So the Crabbers, Ellison, stopped for a loss. He'll come out, and Sean Hamlet will check in for Hampton. Second down, and let's call it 11. Out of the I formation. Fred Brown got a man wide open. Stein at the 44-yard line makes the grab for the first down.
Oh, that was a nice move that Stein made to cut that off and break it to the inside. Had that ball been a little higher, he'd have picked up some more yardage, but he did a great job of concentrating, going out and catch the ball. Watch this on replay, Tim. If we can catch Stein's pattern, which we will maybe pick up here. Nice fake. He's already cut it off towards the middle now. But look how low this ball is coming in and the concentration he made.
Back to the live action on the option play. Sean Hamlet all the way to the 43-yard line.
And look who was leading that. A nice fine block by number 30, Shelton Snow. Allowed Hamlet to cut that back in and pick up additional yards and the first down.
The Crabbers with another first down here in the second half. Shelton Snow averaging 5.5 yards when he carries the ball, so his blocking is a bonus. This is Ellison. Ellison across the 40 to about the 39, and he's tackled by 3 or 4 Phoebus Phantoms. And on the stop, among others, let's give some calls to some young men we haven't mentioned. John Roseborough, number 65, one of those Phoebus Phantoms on the defense.
Number 58 was the last to get up, Tim. That's Stephon Jameson.
I haven't been sure whether that's Stephon or Steven.
I think he goes by Stephon. If I remember from last year, that's what we were told. So I was told.
Second down. Brown still has the football. Brown is driven out of bounds into that kicking device. And it looks like he got the first down. It'll again depend on where they mark it. It looks like it's right about the 31-yard line.
Very close.
And it is a first down. Here's your replay. Brown steps up and then just kind of angles his way towards the corner there. Almost hurt himself on that kicking device. It is enough for a Hampton first down. Ball is marked at the Phoebus 31. 9:34 remaining in the third quarter. Brown option to Hamlet. Hamlet goes out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Sean Hamlet gets the call. Hamlet missed the last 2 games, but prior to that had 27 yards in the first game against Green Run and then exploded for 188 yards against Kickingham and averages more than 14 yards per carry. Here you see Hamlet as he goes out of bounds. Our camera people there almost got him.
Well, he picked up 5 yards on his fine blocking out in front of him. He just ran out of real estate. He ran to the sideline.
Allison on the inside handoff will be close to a first down. It'll be a couple of yards or maybe a yard short.
Elliott Jones, number 41, hit Shelley at the line of scrimmage, but then he ended up picking up 3 more yards.
That size, again, a factor for Ellison. It is a third down and a long yard. Third down and 2 with 8:53 to go. On the option, Hamlet driving for the first down. And again, he'll be close. It is enough for a first down. Travers mixing it up, but they're pretty much sticking with that option play.
Yes, they are. They will occasionally come back with the dive or an off tackle, but that option play is running well for them, as you can see here on the replay.
So another Hampton first down, the ball just shy of the 20. The Crabbers eating up that clock here in the second half. 8:35 remaining in the third quarter. Crabbers leading by 7. Over the middle, pass completed inside the 10. First and goal.
I don't know the last time I saw a jump pass, but that was well executed by Brown to get up high and get that ball to, who was that?
That's Wade Spencer, number 80.
Wade Spencer. Watch this, Timmy. It's a jump pass. Nice concentration by Wayne Spencer down to the 5-yard line.
So the Crabbers with a first and goal at the Phoebus 5. Of course, they were there earlier in this game and had to settle for a field goal. Let's see how the Hampton offense does against this stingy Phoebus defense. Fred Brown scores!
He just took what the defense gave him and what that 5 yards took it in himself. That is as well executed drive as we have seen in a long, long time. Hampton took the ball from their deep in their own territory. They were in around, what was it, about the
28-yard line.
28-yard line, and just marched it down. No mistakes. First down after first down. We got penalties.
Penalty flags down. The kick was good. Let's see what the penalty is.
That's all. Channel 5.
I think it's against the Crabbers.
From the Phoebus reaction, it would appear as it's against Hampton. So they had an illegal shift against the Crabbers, so they'll kick that extra point again. Sam Welch had converted it, but they'll make him redo it. 10 plays, 68 yards, 4 minutes
illegal
and
shift
1 second.
On Hampton, we'll retry.
So the Crabbers score with the opening kickoff of the second half. Actually, it was 3:59, I think. So Welch's extra point try is no good. One of the few times this season that he has not converted. He had 12. He got it. I'm sorry. I looked up and I thought they said no.
No, it was a good kick.
Well, like I said, Welch once again kicks the extra point.
I like the way you lateraled that.
Lateraled it right back. He's got 14 extra points and 3 field goals on the season, does young Mr. Welch. And I say young Mr. Welch because Welch is just a sophomore. Seems like he's been kicking forever. Here's a replay of the touchdown. Fred Brown just not going to be denied the end zone. And that's his second touchdown of the ball game. Fred Brown has 4 on the season. Again, we do appreciate these statistics courtesy of the Daily Press and in particular Mike Catch-em-up Keach. My good buddy. Last year I borrowed his stats for one of the games in the copy machine, ate one of the pages. He had to let me forget it.
Did you buy the hot sausage at Jody?
Well, I have to tell you, the other day when I went to make copies, I took 3 or 4 rumpled up pieces of paper that I had, and I stuck them in his book. When I returned, it looked like I destroyed his whole book. He looked at me like, forget it.
If that happens, you would bypass the sports department.
Yes, I would. I would definitely bypass it. All right, we're back to the kickoff now. And it's fielded by Moore, or at least Moore attempted to field it. He finally does, and they're going to rule the ball down as the Phoebus Phantom there, Dennis Russell, apparently while down on the ground had the ball, which didn't appear to have possession, but he was ruled to be in possession of it.
Look where the Phantoms have to start. Very deep. It looks like they're on about their own 6-yard line.
So the Phantoms in the shadow of their own goalpost to start this possession, trailing by 17-3. Here's the replay of what happened.
Watch the ball
gets
take
away
that
from
silly
Moore.
bounce away from Moore.
Well, let's see here. Does he have
Yeah.
No, he never had possession, see?
Yeah, that was
Well,
the whistle blew, so.
Probably just as well he didn't, because more would have been thrown for even a greater loss. Back to the live action. That is Carrington on the call. So you really are limited on what you can do with the ball. And so far, the Hampton defense had really had very little trouble with that wishbone.
The only trouble they had, or the only first downs they gave up, was with 3 minutes to go in the first half, when the Phantoms went down with the help of a couple of penalties against Hampton and got that field goal. In fact, I think they got 3 first downs in that drive. Is all they got.
Second down and about 7 for the Phantoms. Edge tosses back on the option play. That is Dennis Russell, number 20, getting the call.
Well, if you're Hampton, you want to make the Phantoms run laterally instead of upfield, and that's exactly what they did that time. John Stein did a great job coming from his defensive back, as you will see, and stringing this ball out as Stein comes up, and he's right there to meet him in the backfield and slow him down, and end up with very little gain.
Russell did a good job to get away from Stein for an extra yard, but it brings up a third down and about 8 for the Phantoms. Edge wants to pass, throws, trying to get a man open, all kinds of contact, no flag. Very tight coverage down the sideline, but no penalty flag.
John Stein was the defender on the play, Tim.
.607 the time remaining here in the third quarter.
Well, Hampton should end up with awful fine field position. Watch this replay. Troy Edge just throws this ball up as he was hit when he threw it, hoping that his man would run underneath it.
Fumble on the snap for the punt. The ball is going to be recovered by the Crabbers.
Well, it makes no difference who got it, because Hampton would take over anyway with the fourth down. And what a big break for the Crabbers. Again, their defensive unit risen to the occasion. I didn't catch that, Tim. Was that a bad snap, or?
It was mishandled, and maybe we'll get a chance to see it again, because I had looked away a moment myself to check a stat. Gary Moore, our good buddy over here, with statistician, I looked away for just a moment and I saw the ball mishandled. We'll hopefully be able to show you that again if we have it. Nonetheless, the Crabbers have it. This is Hamlet, and Hamlet drives down to the 5-yard line. It is actually a 1st and 10. The ball was resting just outside the 10. So, in fact, the Crabbers could get a first down without scoring. Here we get a chance to watch this last play on the replay. You'll see the pitch going to Hamlet. Hamlet driving to the 5-yard line. Back to the live action now. It's 2nd down and less than 5. Brown pitch again. This is Hamlet. Hamlet weaves his way down to the 2.
In fact, Tim, I believe he got close to the 1 on a nice, just put his head down.
So it's going to be 3rd down at the 1-yard line. Here's your replay. From the end zone. Whoa, almost got a face mask there.
Yeah, that was... that could have been called. That was very close.
If he had held on for another half a second, I think it might have been called. But again, that was so quick, and the official right down there had to make that call very quickly. It was not a bad no call. Ellison for a touchdown.
If Phoebus, Tim, you have 3 scores you got to get. They're going to be down by 21 if the point after is good.
Sam Welch will try the extra point out of Spencer's hold. Kick is long enough, and it's true, right through the uprights. So the Crabbers now with a burst of their own, 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter, the second coming after a turnover.
On 2 possessions.
There you see, we'll get a chance to watch the replay again. Brown looking at it from the end zone.
Coming right at you.
And Ellison just slashes off left tackle into the end zone. So the Crabbers with a 21-point lead now. There you see our score here in the third quarter. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. We hope you're enjoying this game. My good buddy over here, Gary Moore, tells me that was 3 plays, 10 yards, a minute 59. And that, of course, was after the turnover on the fumble snap from center on 4th down for the Phantoms. Again, this squib kick, this one fielded cleanly at the 25-yard line. And out to the 39 goes Moore. Now check that. That was not Moore. Let's see who it was.
Number 41 got the ball, Tim.
That's who it was, 41, who is Elliott Jones, who is a offensive tight end and an outside linebacker, senior. So the Phantoms now looking uphill. 4:08 remaining in the third, and they trail by 3 touchdowns. 5th-ranked, undefeated Phoebus Phantoms. And certainly their sternest test to this point in their season. Starting from their 39-yard line. Tory Edge on the option play, picking up a couple of tough yards before he is snowed under by several Crabbers, not the least of which was number 9, Sean Hamlin, 75, Tyrone Towns Jr. Looked like number 70 was over there too, Carlin Brown, a young man whose name we called a lot during that Kickintown game.
Yes, he was. Watch the replay. They just run him. He picked up about 4 yards, but he's running a lot laterally. But Troy Edge did a great job of picking up 4 yards.
Let's call it 2nd down and 6 for the Phantoms. And now it would appear that they may have taken too much time.
Well, either that or one of the Crabbers may have jumped into the
encroachment.
Yeah, one of the Crabbers got into the neutral zone.
No, actually, it's one of the Phoebus players.
I'm sorry.
So apparently, and we heard something in the press box here, apparently the left end lined up offsides for the Phantoms. Nonetheless, it is a 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment on the offense. It will be 2nd down.
So the Phantoms faced with a 2nd and 11 after the 5-yard penalty. Yeah, there was no action. There was no movement, actually. That was a replay of the penalty. They just lined up off sides. Edge with a man wide open, completes the pass at midfield, and finally at the Hampton 47-yard line, that is Gentry Harrelson, a 5'10 senior, getting the first down for the Phantoms.
He was wide open. The Hampton defense gave him a big cushion that time. Number 2, the defensive back on this side for the Crabbers was
That was Walter Ford.
Yeah, Walter Ford.
By the way, that is Gary Moore, our statistician, informs me that is the first completion by Tory Edge.
2 tackling 2.
At the Hampton 47. And all the way down to the Hampton 35-yard line, a 12-yard pickup.
Chris Moore, nice explosion.
Boy, he did explode through there too, didn't he? That's a young man. He's not a little guy either, 5'11", 205. But he showed some fine quickness that time as he just blew right through there for a big gainer. Ball is inside the 35-yard line. First down for the Phantoms. 1:54 remaining in the third quarter. Hampton leading 24-3. This is Reggie Harris. Harris breaks into the open for a first down. Harris all the way down to the 17-yard line of Hampton.
in my mind, I was just thinking about what Harris was doing defensively during that first half. He was playing a good job defensively, and then boom, he showed us some offensive maneuvers.
Here's your replay. You'll see this. Good blocking by the offensive line for the Phantoms. They just made a big hole, and Harris, with his quickness, got there.
Go straight, go straight.
Got a big first down. First down at the Hampton 17. Inside the 15. Bob, you might want to mention again, we're going to have our player of the game and a little more information about that.
Yeah, I was going to wait until we have the break at the quarter, Tim.
Okay.
This action's got me on the edge of my seat here. Phoebus needs to get 3 scores, and if they can get 1 more before this quarter ends, 2 in the fourth quarter is a possibility. 3 is a long shot.
Ball at the Hampton 14-yard line. Second down and 7. Down to about the 10.
Troy Edge was going to pass that time, but he didn't have the opening that he wanted. He just took advantage of a little crease and looked like he picked up maybe 4 or 5 yards.
25 seconds remaining. Here's the replay from the ground level. You'll see Tory Edge kind of almost like a quarterback draw. I'm not sure that was not a design play.
Could have been. He picked up about 3 yards. The ball looked like it was spotted on about the 13.
Nose of the ball on the 10 now. They need to get inside the 7, and there are just 7 seconds remaining. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Edge tripped up at the line of scrimmage, will be close to the first down, but submarining on the play and stopping him was Myron Newsom, number 55 for the Crabbers, as that is the end of the third quarter. And he will be just short of the first down. So now you're looking at a 4th down and about a foot.
Well, and you have to go for it. Field goal will do you no good. You have to go for the first down. We are going to talk about the player of the game because we will pick some players of the game, and I can think of some that come to mind real quick, but we will give a T-shirt to the player of the game that you and I and our staff will help us pick. This is also a shirt that is worn by our staff here at Channel 5. This was donated by Sports Place, which is at a new location at Hampton Woods Plaza on Big Bethel Road. Dave Chubb, the owner, will handle all of your sporting good needs. We'll also give a plaque out to the player of the game with his name on the logo. This is donated by DC Engraving. It is a sample of a metal photo, which is just one of the many quality styles you'll find at DC Engraving, which is located at a new place at Tab Square on Route 17. Again, you see Dave out there. Just give him a call at 596-8850 for all of your engraving needs, just all kinds of things.
Well, you're looking at the Hampton team. The officials, along with the yard markers, are still at the other end of the field as they were measuring the distance needed for the first down because they want to be that precise when they mark the ball at the other end of the field.
And that says a lot for Vic McCool. He's not going to take anything for granted, and I think that's a smart move on his part, Tim.
It was not a first down, and there really wasn't any question of that. But when they were remarking the ball, they wanted to make sure that for the benefit of both teams, it was marked correctly. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining here in the fourth quarter. And before we get this fourth quarter underway, well, let's take a brief pause. We'll return to Darling Stadium for the fourth quarter of action after a brief timeout.
With a fresh new look in Hampton, WHCS, Cable Channel 5.
Lineup, I would think, Bob. This is the first chance we've seen.
Yeah, Tim, he's such an integral part of their offense, but he also plays a big part of their defense. And
second down,
he will be sorely missed for sure. Let's hope it's not a serious injury.
On the option play, Brown pitches just at the last second to Ellison, and Ellison gets outside. Is finally driven out of bounds about the 17-yard line, which will be close to the first down.
Tim, he was stopped. Looked like to me he was not going anywhere. He, being Fred Brown, pitched the ball to Ellison.
Watch just at the last second, and Ellison had to stop and wait for the ball.
Well, he drug a couple of Phoebus players with him for a couple yards.
Well, he just showed excellent strength there, and it was a first down for the Crabbers at the 17. So the Crabbers continue the drive. Brown still has the football, pitches it back to Ellison, and Ellison, on a fine tackle by Reggie Harris, is upended for no gain.
Reggie Harris has been on a lot of tackles tonight for the Phantoms, and we are just started into the second quarter.
Harris is a senior. He's 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, and you'll get a chance to watch this on the replay. Brown fakes the dive play and then pitches to Ellison. Look at Harris just come up, make a fine open field tackle on a good running back.
Well, and the only way to stop a good running back is you got to hit him low, and that's exactly what Reggie Harris did.
They give a 1-yard gain on the play. Brown wants to throw over the middle off the fingertips of his intended receiver. That would be number 80, and that is Wayne Spencer. Wayne Spencer, yes. And Spencer can't hold on to the football. Brings up a 3rd down and 9. Get a chance to watch this again. You'll see Brown again, a short drop back. Rifles that ball just much too high for Spencer. Spencer never really had a chance at the ball.
And he was open, Tim.
3rd down and 9 for the Crabbers. Ball at the Phoebus 16-yard line. Brown on the draw play, keeps the ball. Trying to get outside, cuts it back inside, down to the 5-yard line, and a 1st and goal.
What an excellent move by Brown by making the tackler miss on a great stutter step and a stop and change of direction.
To say Brown is elusive is really inadequate. Watch this, on the quarterback draw, he goes back. He never really intended to throw the ball. Went back as if he would, and then watch this move right here. Oh, he just put a move on him and got the 1st down. 1st and goal at the Phoebus 5.
We got a timeout by the Phantoms. They got to regroup. You can't let them. If you're Phantoms, you want to stop the Crabbers, make them kick a field goal. Hate to see them get another touchdown this early in the game.
You know, we've talked about the high school games here at Darling Stadium on and off. We do want to encourage the fans to come on out and see these games in person. Good crowd on hand tonight. I kind of hope we'd have a complete sellout, but a good crowd nonetheless. And we do encourage you. It's about 70 degrees tonight. It's a gorgeous evening out here. It's a great family atmosphere, and we truly do want you to come out and support your favorite high school football team. It's well worth the price of admission. There you see a lot of the Hampton fans in attendance. Of course, we're on the Hampton side of the field. They are the home team tonight. We got another good ball game tomorrow night, and both of these games will be here on Channel 5. We will have Bethel and Kickintan. Back-to-back games on Channel 5. And that should be a real fine ball game. Bethel off to a 4-0 season.
You got 4 teams in the city of Hampton this year that are just dominating the rest of the district.
1st and goal for the Crabbers at the 5-yard line. Brown gives to Ellison. Ellison, nice play by T.J. Carrington. So we're happy to tell you, Phoebus fans, that Mr. Carrington is back on defense, and that's got to be good news for them.
Absolutely. And if he had not made the tackle, Mr. Ellison would have waltzed into the end zone.
Here's your replay. Got to the 4-yard line. Ellison, following blocking of Snow, Carrington just got a hold of him and wouldn't let go. So that injured hand apparently not as serious as it might have appeared to be at first. We're sure glad to see that. 2nd and goal at the 4. With the I formation. Ellison gets the fake. Brown still has the football, and he is wrapped up for a loss.
That's what you call a naked bootleg. There was nobody over there but white-shirted opposition.
Once again, Stephen Jamerson was one of those white-shirted opposition. Among others, we'll get a chance to see it again. Brown tried to cut back, but the Phoebus defense this time was ready for him, and in on a stop along with Jamerson was Cedric Brown, number 50. And now a timeout is being called by whom? I believe Hampton.
Crabbers.
So the Crabbers looking at a 3rd down and goal, and really the first 2 plays just nowhere at all. 1 yard on the first carry and then a loss of that yard on the second. So Mike Smith, as you see him there, Natalie attired in his striped hat, will go out and discuss the options available to his team.
Mike just wants to settle him down a little bit because he knows you get within 5 yards of that end zone that the Crabbers normally will to score, and he wants to make sure everybody knows their assignment and the right play to call.
Bob, I've been handed a piece of paper here with a quiz for you.
Uh-oh, quiz time.
Quiz time. This is where can a family go and have a lot of fun, meet a lot of friends, make a lot of noise, in fact, make all the noise they want at a cost of less than a movie.
High school football.
High school football, you win.
Oh, wow. What do I win?
A hot sausage.
Hot sausage. You know what those things do to me.
I know. That's why you won
comes out here and everything.
Actually, first prize was 1, second prize is 2.
Oh, man.
3rd down and goal for the Hampton Crabbers. Sean Hamlet gets the call, and the Phoebus Phantom defense is there. So
they really clogged up the middle that time, and Hampton really had no place to go.
There you see Reggie Harris, 24, amongst those who were there to stop Sean Hamlet, and now Sam Welch will come on and try a field goal for the Crabbers. Here's your replay, and again, the Phoebus defense has really come up strong here on this drive. They just blocked all the holes, and really Hamlet had nowhere to go.
There was no place to go.
Sam Welch, his kick is up, and it is good.
Well, if you're Phoebus, you got to feel pretty good that you kept Hampton out of the end zone on a touchdown. You only gave up 3 points with the 1st and goal from the 5, Tim. So defensively, the Phantoms did a good job down there of not giving up the 7 points. Hampton on the other side, Tim, moved the ball after having lousy field possession on that change of possession when they got the punt and then a clipping penalty. They moved that ball down the field and lacked 5 yards to get it in the end zone for a touchdown, but didn't come away with 3 points. So their offense is on track, making a minimum of mistakes and just doing a great job out there.
A 21-yard field goal credited to Mr. Welch. Welch has had a real fine season. Of course, he came through cool as a cucumber last week against Warwick with virtually no time on the clock. Welch has 12 extra points on the season, and that was his 3rd field goal. This one a 21-yarder to put his team ahead 10-0. 9:05 remains in the first half. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz coming to you from Darling Stadium. This game videotaped on the 4th of October, 1991, on a beautiful, beautiful night at Darling Stadium. Game time temperature about 70 degrees, a light breeze, no chance of rain. Kickoff again, the far side of the field, taken by Carrington at the 15-yard line. Carrington sidesteps one would-be tackler. He's got some room on the sideline, and he is finally driven out of bounds, but not before he crosses the 45-yard line.
And he did that on his own, Tim, because there were 2 Hampton Crabbers that nobody touched that were down there in his face, and he made a couple of moves. There's only 2 people to beat, but he ran out of real estate because he was on the sideline. Nice return by P.J. Carrington.
You'll see it again.
Nice camera work on the ball. Watch this move, Tim, right there. Boom, boom, 2 of them right on by him. 3rd one he made miss.
They mark the ball at the 47-yard line. This is edge. And they're going to say he was down before, and that'll be a break for the Phantoms.
Yeah, he was. His knee was on the ground when he made that pitch. Good call by McCullough.
So Torrey Edge, the quarterback for the Phantoms, on the option play. And his knee touched the ground before he released the ball. So, of course, in high school football, as soon as your knee touches the ground, the ball is dead.
They lost a little on that too, Tim.
Lost of 3 on the play. But I say they were probably happy that the ball had been blown dead. I don't know that Phoebus didn't recover the toss, but it was up for grabs. 45-yard line now, loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Wishbone offense. This is Harris, Reggie Harris, another two-way player for the Phantoms. Struggles out close to midfield. He picked up about 5 on the play. They'll mark the ball actually at the 49, so make that a 4-yard play. And you'll get a chance to watch Mr. Harris on the replay.
And this is just basic wishbone power football. 2 blockers in front of him. Just try to get more people on, more offensive people on defense. We get a chance. We need to show the Phoebus offense and the Hampton defense.
Actually, we did that at the beginning of the game because Phoebus had the ball first. But we never got a chance to show the Phoebus defense.
That's what we missed. I knew we missed something.
One of those things.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a 4th down and punting situation, so maybe we'll get it after this. Watch the replay. Troy does a nice job on fake, steps back, has an open receiver, but it's just a little bit overthrown.
No rush on the kicker as James has plenty of time. Fielded by Sean Hamlet. Hamlet out to the 30-yard line, where he is tripped up on the play by number 67. That's Daniel Ott for the Phantoms. They'll mark it at the 31-yard line, where Hampton will take over, leading 10-0 with 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
It's a good shot of the Hampton sideline.
Here's a little bit of the replay. You'll see the punt from James. No pressure at all. Sean Hamlin. And a good open field tackle by Darrell Ward on the play. Hampton will start from their 31. Shelly Ellison still on his feet all the way out to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 14 on the play.
You know, Shelly Ellison is not a small player by any means, Tim. Number 44 is 6'2", 212, but he runs low to the ground, and you just don't get a good shot at him. Watch the replay. Watch this. Puts his shoulder, just shoves over. He runs over people.
6'2", 212. He's big enough to do it. First down at the 45. Ellison this time not as great a success. He gets out close to midfield. They'll mark it at the 49-yard line. Pick up on the play of about 4. Clock continues to move here with 6:08 remaining in the half. 4-yard pickup for Ellison. Second down and 6 for the Crabbers.
Hampton's got 3 wideouts, and again it's a draw.
And Brown all the way down to the Phoebus 34-yard line. More than enough for the first
down. You see what Hampton is doing, Tim, and they put 2 wideouts on the left field and split Stein to the right, spread that defense out and run that draw play, and Brown has got real quickness and good speed.
Here's your replay. See, Brown really never intended to pass the ball at all. He almost had a knee go down, which would have negated this fine play, but of course, almost doesn't count. Shelly Ellison, as he stopped at the line of scrimmage on a fine defensive effort by the Phoebus Phantoms. Chris Russell, number 8, among others.
Number 60 for the Phantoms was the other gentleman that was there. That's Calvin Baldwin. He's one of the outside linebackers, 6'2", 195 junior.
No gain on the play for Ellison, and again, we've talked about how big he is, so you know that was a fine defensive effort by the Phantoms. Clock inside of 5 minutes now. 10-0 Hampton. Hampton ranked number 1 in the state and number 21 nationally. Pitch goes to Sean Hamlin. He's got blockers out there he gets to the 30-yard line. Not much, and a good defensive effort. A late flag goes down. Good defensive effort of pursuit by the Phantoms, but a late flag. So let's check and see what this is all about.
Got a dead ball foul. Dead ball foul, personal foul.
So that's going to go against the Crabbers, and that'll back them up 15.
Well, that will be after the play. It's a dead ball foul, so they will mark it off from where they are now, Tim.
Here you see the play. Let's see if we can pick up what might have happened.
Right? I think we just missed it. I think there was a young man coming in and made a hit late for the Crabbers. It's the only thing I could see. Well, that'll bring up a...
dead ball, personal foul on the Crabbers. We'll make it third down.
Well, that's third down and long because that play counted. So it looks like it was about 20.
So the Crabbers have to get to the 19, check that, the 24-yard line, and they are at the 44. So they've got a third down and 20, as you said. Third and long. Mr. Brown has a fine arm. We'll see if he can use it this time. Throws long, Stein, and Stein has it picked off. Gentry Harrington, number 2 for the Phantoms, back to the 30-yard line. No flags down. Yes, there is a flag down. I take that back.
There's a flag clear back at the 8-yard line.
Hey, so it doesn't matter. It's way back there. So
holding after change of possession. We're going to mark from... Well, wait a minute. It doesn't matter. We're going to go from back there.
No. We had an interception. Inner runs up here. We had an interception.
Before, after?
Phoebus, it was after holding on Black 80. He tackled the guy.
You can hear the officials discussing the play.
Watch this slow motion on the on this play. It was a nice throw, just a little bit underthrown. He threw it up wanting John Stein to run underneath it.
Let's see if we pick up the clip.
Got a personal foul on Hampton, live ball.
Well, the foul is against the Crabbers, so that'll move the Phantoms another 15 yards down the field.
Against the Crabbers?
Yes.
All right, let's listen in to Mick.
Holding on Hampton, declined, first down. First down, Phoebus.
Because it will go back to the spot. It was back at 8-yard line.
You guys.
The block back there was not what we were seeing. I thought maybe we were seeing an illegal block.
No, he said that the Hampton man grabbed him.
Well, they're going to discuss this a little further, and let's see if we get this straightened out. Well, I guess that's it. So the penalty against Hampton is declined. I thought maybe we had a clip. We're generally on a run back like that. That's where you see it.
Yeah, illegal block or something, yes, but it was against the...
so it was against the Crabbers instead of the declined. Run back. So they'll start from the 30. The Phantoms get a break here. And that is Mr. Harrington carrying the ball. T.J. Carrington. Coming into this game, Carrington 383 yards on 49 carries. Looked like someone had a face mask there at first, but apparently they had the jersey. And Carrington got about 8 on the play. They need to cross the 40 for the first down.
Well, how many times did you see a defensive team do something that really excites the offense and gets them moving? And this is a golden opportunity for the Phantoms. They are 3 minutes to go in the first half. But they need to get something going.
Reggie Harris carried the ball that time for Phoebus, and he'll come up short of the first down. Here's your replay. Harris, a good block.
Oh, number 74 for the Crabbers.
Yeah, 74, Lloyd Tucker, who submarined on the play and put the stops on that, making it a third down and a yard. Phantoms need to cross the 40. Tory Edge fakes. And in fact, hands off. Good second effort. Gets the first down for the Phantoms.
Does that look like Chris Moore?
That's who it was. 44? Chris Moore, the big fullback. 5'11", 205. The senior got the first down on second effort. He looked like he might have been stopped initially, but he kept running.
Well, he was hit before he got to the first down marker, Tim. But you're right, second effort, good leg drive and determination got him that first down.
And Gary Moore tells me that is the Phantoms' first down of the ball game.
I know that.
2:15 to go. The ball is batted in the air, and it goes as an incomplete pass. That ball was up for grabs momentarily.
The Hampton got in there much faster. That was a quick pass and just a quick out by number 8 for the Phantoms, Chris Russell, but he never got a chance to get the ball. There was too many defensive people in Troy Edge's face. But that does stop the clock with 2:10.
Each team has 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. If you joined us late, Hampton scored on their first possession, a 53-yard drive, 4 plays. Took 1:35, and it was capped by a 36-yard run by Fred Brown, the quarterback. Then Welch added a 21-yard field goal, and that's where we stand, 10-0. This is Torrey Edge. Edge across midfield, close to a first down.
He went out of bounds, but I think he went out just a little shy of the first down.
We'll be back to Darling Stadium for the conclusion of our first half after this brief timeout.
We're going to look at it. We're going to look.
Back at Darling Stadium, the Phantoms have just registered their second first down of the ballgame in Hampton territory at the 48-yard line. Edge gives left side carry inside the 45 to about the 43. Chris Moore again getting the call for the 12 minutes remaining in this ball game. The Phoebus Phantoms trailing 24-3 with a 4th down and less than a yard to go inside the 7-yard line. Handoff, big first down and a touchdown for Chris Moore.
They were just trying to get the first down, Tim, but you'll take what you can get, and they open up a nice little seam. And again, Chris Moore just kind of exploded. He's got a very quick first step. Nice run by the fullback, Chris Moore.
So now the score becomes 24-9. Make that 10. And the extra point was good, and the Crabbers now lead 24-10 with 11:57 remaining in the fourth quarter. But as you said, Bob, it was real important for the Phantoms, as you'll watch the replay here, it was real important for the Phantoms to get a touchdown here because they really didn't have much choice in the situation. There you see a big hole, good offensive line blocking for the Phantoms. Chris Moore just scampers into the end zone for the touchdown. That one was 10 plays that consumed 59 yards, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And that was capped by Chris Moore's 4th touchdown of the season. And the Phantoms now, of course, would like to consider an onside kick. Wait and see if they, in fact, do so.
Well, I think it's a little early to do that with 11. They're just 3 seconds into the fourth quarter, Tim. What they got to do is hope their defense can shut down the Crabbers.
There's a seam there. Oh, he almost broke loose. That was Walter Ford, and he just about got some open space to run. Crabbers will start with good field position at their 36.
If you're Phoebus, you got to get your defense to stop the Crabbers, but the first 2 times they've had the ball, they marched, first time they marched quite a distance to get the touchdown, and then of course they got a break on that mishandled punt. Had great field position, but again,
Ford's got some real fine-looking moves.
Boy, he really did.
He's just a sophomore, by the way. Listed as quarterback and a defensive back. 36-yard line is where the Crabbers will start. They'll run off left tackle for about 3. And the player, Sheldon Snow, is shaken up on the play. Sheldon doesn't want to come out, but I think Nick McCullough will tell him to do so. Snow in some discomfort. See the replay and see what happened here with Snow. Looks like he might have ended up on that shoulder when
that's what it looks like.
So, trainer over on the Hampton side, Diane Limerick, is that her last name? She will attend to Mr. Snow. 11:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Pitch to Sean Hamlet. Hamlet tripped up at midfield.
Oh, what a nice job by number 6. That's Dale Richardson. Had he not got a hand on him, John would have picked up another 5-10 yards easily.
They marked the ball squarely at midfield.
First and 10 for the Crabbers at midfield.
That will be a first down for the Hampton Crabbers. Here's your replay. Good job of cutting inside his block. Then you'll see just got a hand on his ankle. Dale Richardson prevents a extremely long game. First down for Hampton at the 50. Brown on the option, keeps the ball for a yard. On the stop, 68 for the Phantoms, Linwood Jones. Also on the bottom of that pile was number 78. That would be Cornelius Nolan, and he'll check out of the ball game. Second down and about 9 for Hampton. Remaining in the fourth quarter. Hampton leading 24-10. Brown, oh, what a fine grab! A leaping catch by Mario Gatling for the first down. Boy, I tell you, you talk about a grab, and Gatling paid the price as he hobbles off.
He was horizontal
to the near sidelines.
When he caught that ball, but great concentration.
Hurt his left knee
a little bit, but he laid out to get that nice.
Here's your replay. Brown just kind of steps with a short drop and then fires to Gatling. Look at this full extension here, and he kind of twisted his knee when he went for that ball. Back to the live action. Brown is dragged down at the 30-yard line by that ever-present number 68. I called his name Linwood Jones. Jones has been a force on defense for the Phantoms. We're talking about some of our players in the game here. Shelly Ellison, Fred Brown, and certain considerations for Hampton. Reggie Harris, Chris Moore, Torrey, you got me doing that. Torrey Edge.
I know, I want to call him Troy instead of Torrey. But we'll call him Mr. Edge.
and Stefan Jamerson, another Phoebus player that certainly has had a predominant role in this game. We'll be picking a player of the game from each team. Crabbers are not going to get the play off in time. They'll be called for delay of the game. Some indecision on the part of the Crabbers will cost them 5. That penalty comes with 8:55 remaining.
Delay of the game. Hampton beats it down.
So still second down, but now it's second and 12. Hampton leading by 2 touchdowns, 24-10. Crabbers led 10-0 before Jeff Herman made it 10-3 just before the first half came to an end. Crabbers added 2 touchdowns here in the second half, and the Phantoms won. Brown, not sure what he's going to do, and he is going to be sacked. His indecision cost him that time all the way back to the 43-yard line.
That whole thing just didn't look right from the beginning. No. That was the same formation that he tried to get him in when they got the delay of game, and it looked like it was indecision. I don't know exactly what the play was, but it looked like he was going down and then throw a pass off of it, and perhaps the receiver was not open.
A considerable loss nonetheless, all the way back to the 43-yard line. Here you'll see the replay. Brown scrambling around, and give the Phantom defense some credit on this. They just wouldn't let anybody get open, and Brown finally had to go down in the grasp of Carrington. Brown got Stein open. Did he make the catch?
They're saying he caught it.
Yes, they are. It's going to be short of the first down, however, at the 25-yard line.
I don't know if he caught that. That was close, but
the officials will huddle here. But
yeah,
of course,
if he did, that would have been an excellent job by John Stein.
Certainly, I would not even hesitate. Wouldn't even start to second guess them as the officials right on top of the play have ruled it. Of course, we don't have instant replay in high school.
There we go. That's hard to tell. It looked like there he made a good catch.
Well, we won't have to wait for the NFL replay on this. They don't consult us. Officials are going to talk it over as
we got to catch. We got to catch Hampton.
Matula, after discussing it with his officials, have ruled a good catch.
We got to catch, and it's fourth down.
It is, as
fourth down, Tim, but they're within, looks like, less than 2.
Fourth and a little more than 2, actually. They need to get across the 23. If you'll notice the yard marker on the far sideline. Now there's a late flag. Now I did not see that earlier. There is a flag near the
unsportsmanlike conduct on the Phoebus bench.
All right, so you heard it, the Phoebus bench.
That'll give them the first down.
Tough call.
And I'm sure Phoebus is very upset that they did not believe that was a catch. That was a close call, but the official, none of the officials said no catch.
Conduct, Phoebus, first down.
So the Crabbers will not have to worry about getting that first down. It's given to them on the unsportsmanlike call. So the Crabbers in good shape now at the Phoebus 13-yard line. This is Capehart, Eric Capehart. I hesitated for a minute because he hasn't carried the ball.
He's usually on defense.
Yeah. Well, Capehart had carried, in previous years, and certainly even this year he's carried for the Crabbers.
Well, he's in right now for, I think he's in for Shelton Snow.
Yeah. Capehart only carried once so far this year for 4 yards. Here's your replay. You see Capehart, he's stuck pretty well.
Yeah, we can.
Second down after the gain of a little more than a yard. Pass in the end zone. Gatling can't hold on to it. Mario Gatling back in the ball game after coming up lame earlier after a spectacular catch.
Well,
can't quite get a hold of it.
He's got great jumping ability, Tim, and that was a great call. He had his hand on it, but you see he's limping a little bit going back to the huddle. But nice. So this is the play before with Capehart running it.
So the Crabbers now third down and about 9. Here's the pass play in the end zone. There you see the ball up for grabs, and Gatling doing a great job of sticking with it. Just couldn't haul it in. And the ball goes incomplete with 6:57 remaining. Brown with all day throws end zone touchdown.
Capehart was wide open coming out of the backfield.
So with 6:52 remaining, the Crabbers ice this one away as they now lead 30-10 with Sam Welch on to try the extra point.
I watched Capehart come out of the backfield virtually uncovered. Nobody picked him up. He would have been the linebacker's responsibility.
Sophomore Sam Welch through the uprights for the extra point. And that makes it now once again a 3-touchdown lead for the Crabbers. And a spectacular catch by Stein and an unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Phantoms helped that drive for the Crabbers. Here you see the touchdown pass. Capehart right at the goal line.
Well, what was really bad about that, not bad if you're Phoebus, not only did Phoebus think that Stein caught the ball, but then they got a 15-yarder, which gave Hampton the first down. We couldn't tell from this area, but the official, not one time did he say no catch.
And many times you'll see conflicting calls, and this time both officials ruled a catch. So, you just can't, first of all, you can't catch them all as far as your officiating. If it was a trap, you just got to go with your best call once in a while. So that took 12 plays, 66 yards the Crabbers put together for 6 minutes and 48 seconds. And what would appear to be an insurmountable 3-touchdown lead with 6:48 remaining in the fourth quarter. I want to thank Gary Moore from Computerland for his assistance this evening with statistics. Gary, always a welcome addition to our cablecast. Here's a replay of the kickoff return. See Chris Moore fielding the ball at the 11. The Phantoms again staying in that wishbone offense. Edge has the ball tipped in the air. It's up for grabs. No one makes the grab. The only player close to the ball was number 55, Brian Pritchett of Phoebus. But we've decided, and I should quickly add, that our player of the game is a truly unscientific attempt of ours.
Very unscientific.
Right, to pick out a couple of players who have excelled during the game. We certainly want to make sure no one feels slighted by our decision. I'm sure the fans at home have their favorite and who may have done a good job in their eyes. But we'll have a player from each team for you momentarily here. On the last second pitch from Edge to Harris, and a fine gainer all the way to the Hampton 48-yard line.
And that was one that you wouldn't expect that late after getting across the line of scrimmage, but it was a nice pitch. I'll let you announce who that is. I'm going to go down on the 48.
And we do invite you to stay tuned at the conclusion of the ball game. Here's your replay. You'll see Edge going along the line of scrimmage. He's not even looking back to see where his teammate is, but he knows he's there because just at the last second, he pitches to Reggie Harris, and Harris picks up some additional yardage. Good camera work, guys. Our crew doing their usual superb job. All of our crew tonight, a veteran crew doing a super job. We appreciate all your efforts, guys. Here's that Harris halfback option pass I mentioned earlier, and it is intercepted by Sean Hamlet. I mentioned in the first half
a great adjustment that Hamlet made that time, Tim. That was awesome.
That Phoebus does have the halfback option. Harris had thrown it twice for big gainers. This time, Sean Hamlet is on the receiving end. You'll see Edge flip it out for Reggie Harris. Running to his left, the right-hander sets and throws the ball just a little short of the intended receiver, and on the spot, Sean Hamlet is there. He has got a basket full of interceptions this season. So the Crabbers will take over now at their 20-yard line with 5.5 minutes remaining. Ellison gets the call out to about the 25-yard line, maybe the 26. Pickup of about 6 on the play. In fact, a gain of 6. Second down and 4. So the Crabbers will, barring a miracle comeback here, will move to 5-0 in their quest to repeat as state champion. At least a couple of years ago they were, and last year they lost in the championship game here at Darling Stadium, and they'd like nothing better than a trip back to that game. But there's a lot of football to be played between this and then. Crabbers will move to 5-0. Chance to watch the replay of that last effort from the ground level camera to try and give you a variety of perspectives to this game, and that was a fine defensive effort by the Phantoms as they were there waiting for Shelly Ellison, and that is number 88. Let's give him some credit. That is DJ James, who does the punting as well for the Phantoms on a fine defensive effort. Third down and about 7. Brown standing in the pocket, throws. Stein was the intended receiver, and DJ James picks it off for the interception. So James, with 2 fine defensive efforts in a row, intercepts the ball and returns it to the Hampton 30-yard line. We'll get a chance to see this one again. Brown with a lot of time, not really feeling any pressure. He'd love to have this ball back.
I'm sure he would like to have it back, Tim, and went right to the defensive player that time. I tell you, down here on the field, the carpet is great. Larry Malloy and his crew over here at the stadium has done a great job, but the weather is just awesome. It's better down here than it is up there.
Oh, sure. Thanks a lot. So the Phantoms, after the turnover, take over. Edge along the line of scrimmage is bulldogged down at the 25-yard line. On the stop, number 43, Deshaun King for the Crabbers. And Mario Gatling again comes up with a limp, but he has stayed in the ballgame. Here's the replay of that play. You'll see Edge fake the handoff and go along the line of scrimmage.
Well, Tim, you can see that Mario Gatling's coming off. He's still favoring that knee that he hurt when he made that tremendous catch where he stretched out, and they're taking him out, giving him a rest.
2nd down and 5 for the Phantoms, and a timeout called by Edge. That'll be their first of the second half.
Excuse me.
2:56 remains.
Mr. Edge did not like what he saw, and he called that timeout.
Well, Bob, I guess this is as good a time as any for us to announce our players of the game.
I agree with you. Go right ahead.
All right, and for the Hampton Crabbers, we have unanimously decided, and I say unanimously because both of us agreed on it, Fred Brown, the quarterback, for his fine effort this evening, and certainly a lot of other players could be singled out. Some fine defensive efforts. Shelley Ellison on the offense did a good job. Sean Hamlet returning after missing 2 games from an injury, an interception, and some fine efforts with the football. But Fred Brown, the quarterback, gets our player of the game nod for the Hampton Crabbers. And Reggie Harris, a fine two-way performer for the Phoebus Phantoms, gets the nod for his fine effort this evening. And again, certainly others. Chris Moore has had a good game. Torrey Edge, the quarterback, Linwood Jones, and others have excelled for the Phantoms tonight. But we're going to give it to Reggie Harris.
I will tell you, this is Channel 5.
Tim, yeah, it's hard to pick them. And you said it, this is very unscientific, but both these teams have played well tonight. I know Phoebus didn't get their offense cranked up until towards the end of the first half, and that kind of hurt them.
Edge is going to be sacked for a loss. That comes in when it was 2nd down and 5. The loss of a yard or so on the play. A shaken up Phoebus Phantom on the field. I won't start to speculate who that player is. We invite you to stay tuned at the conclusion of the ball game. Bob will try and catch up with a couple of players, hopefully some from each squad, and we'll have some post-game interviews for you. And again, I also encourage you to stay tuned for the halftime band activities. They will be coming up right after this game is over with. We'll have the band performing for you, so you parents and friends of members of both high school bands may want to stay tuned for that. 2:39 remaining in the ball game. Hampton Crabbers leading 31-10. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz will be back here Saturday night, one of the times you'll be watching this game. And we'll be here for the encounter between the Bethel Bruins and the Kecoughtan Warriors. That game right here at Darling Stadium. And the weather forecast sounds good. I hope we have a lot of fans out here for that big match. The young man shaken up is our player of the game, Reggie Harris. So bad news for the Phantoms. He will be helped off the field favoring that right leg. And we certainly hope it's nothing serious.
Well, Tim, I couldn't tell whether it was his knee or his ankle, but we'll sure hope it's not a serious injury. He put some weight on at the beginning, then the coaches just picked him up and carried him off.
So the Phantoms now looking at a 3rd down and 6, trailing 31-10. Edge on the option. And Edge will go out of bounds, very close to the 1st down. The mark will determine whether or not it is a first. Here's your replay. Look at some of the fans in attendance.
He just did get the 1st down, Tim.
So Tory Edge.
Why don't they leave me alone?
Long there, you see it from ground level as he just, you're right, good call by the officials. He stepped right squarely on the 20, which is where he had to get for the first down. The Phantoms with 2:24 remaining, the clock stopping on the out-of-bounds play. Pass completed inside the 10. Moore in the end zone, touchdown.
That's a great job again by Chris Moore, who could also be considered a candidate for the game, player of the game, Tim. There's a lot of good ball players out here tonight.
So Moore has caught a pass for a touchdown and run for a touchdown as well. And he was one of the names we mentioned. Get a chance to watch this on replay. A 20-yard pass completion. You see Edge right from the end zone. What a nice catch. Moore, Stein had a chance to stop him, and Moore just wasn't going to be denied as we come back to the live action. The extra point is good. He's going to get a chance to see that touchdown again as we broke away so you wouldn't mix the extra point by Herman. Here you go. Here's the pass. Great camera work, guys. Slow-mo Joe, our director, Scotty Bowers. Chris Moore with a fine effort. He struggles out for that tackle, puts his shoulder down. Oh, it looked like his foot might have gone out of bounds there. I didn't see that one roll back real slow, Scotty. That looked like he might have found the stripe on the sideline there, but nonetheless, the official right on the play, certainly closer than I am or our camera was, did not rule he stepped out of bounds.
Tim, you might look for an onside kick here.
Yeah, I would think so. Trailing 31-17. Ball has gone 10, and it is down by the Crabbers. Scotty, if we could see that touchdown one more time, is that a possibility? We're going to see if we can show that to you. It's not really of great importance, but it did look like Chris Moore might have stepped out about the 1 yard line. It wasn't called that way, and certainly the official is closer to the play than we were, as I said. Here, let's watch this again, and we'll slow this down for you as Hampton will come up to the 50. We'll give it to you right after this play. Travers on the recovery of the onside kick. Allison for about 6 or 7.
Tim, it's amazing to be down here and see Shelley Ellenson run that ball as big as he is, how low he runs to the ground. He is one hard guy to bring down.
Let's just watch his right foot as he gets down to the 1 yard line and see. Well, you know, again, in defense of the official, he was right on that play, and it was a matter of he was either on it by an inch or missed it by an inch. And certainly the official made the call. He was right there, so. We were re-watching that Chris Moore touchdown, Bob. I know you don't have the luxury of that replay down there on the sidelines, but it looked like Mr. Moore might have stepped out of bounds, but he did not. Allison crunched at the 45-yard line for a loss of 2. Brings up a 3rd down and 5 for the Crabbers with 1:13 remaining. They're not in any hurry to stop this clock. And Phoebus, realizing the futility of it, really isn't making any effort either with 2 timeouts remaining. We're down to 1 minute. Brown on the keeper is thrown for a loss by number 88 of the Phoebus Phantoms. That again is DJ James, who had a couple of big defensive plays here in the 4th quarter. Bring up a 4th down. Neither team anxious to stop the clock.
Tim, that was a run all the way. Fred just took the ball and went on a quarterback sweep to the left. And number 88 for the Phantoms did a great job. He just shot the gap and got Fred before he could go anywhere.
Now the Phantoms do, in fact, call a timeout with just 33 seconds remaining. Our Our next game will be a game played Saturday night. You can watch it here on Channel 5. You can see that game that was played Saturday night between Bethel and Kickingham. It'll show up on Sunday and Tuesday night. Here's a little the action from the ground camera of that play on Brown a moment ago. And again, we remind you, our next game after this weekend will be Phoebus again playing the Bethel Bruins next Friday night, the 11th of October. We invite you to come on out for that game. Please do support your favorite team. High school football deserves your support. .33 seconds remains in the fourth. 4th down and 7, and Brown will eat the football at midfield, and that'll stop the clock with a half a minute to go. Phoebus will take over. Hi, Mom.
Tim, that fumble was caused by the offensive player that Brown was faking the ball to, just knocked it out of his hand. And they're just trying to run out the clock is what they're trying to do.
We were on camera, Bob. Dr. Sam and Gary and myself. So the Phantoms take over at midfield, 1st and 10, trailing by 14 points. They have just one timeout remaining. Edge throws the ball out of bounds. I'm not sure what that play was all about.
That's just to stop. He's just trying to stop the clock, Tim.
Yeah, I figured that was the case, but he took 9 seconds to stop the clock. I was just kind of confused. I guess that high school rule where you can just pound it into the ground. Nonetheless, it's 2nd down and 10 at midfield. Nothing has really changed. Only 20 seconds remain in the ball game. And this would truly be a miracle to score twice against the Crabbers with just that amount of time remaining. Now whistles blow, and we have a penalty. Yeah, encroachment as the wide receiver for the Phantoms apparently lined up offside.
That was encroachment, Tim. The wide receiver was in his...
A dead ball encroachment on the offense. We're going to repeat the down. 2nd down.
I'm not sure. I guess you couldn't hear me, Bob. I had said just that before you said it. Gary Moore, my third eye up here, spotted that real easily. Edge wants to pass, feels the pressure, and then just throws the ball away. That's got to be grounding. There was nobody was in that zone. So Edge says, hey, what the heck?
We had intentional grounding on the quarterback. It's going to be 5 yards from the flag and a loss of down.
Tim, he's going to lose the down and a penalty to boot.
Now the 5-yard penalty, by the way, is marked from the
intentional grounding on the offense. Loss of down. It'll make it 3rd down.
Interestingly enough, they marked the penalty from the point that he threw the ball. So it's not just from the line of scrimmage. Not only do they get penalized from that point, but then they lose the down as well. 13 seconds remaining. Split receivers. Edge wants to pass, has it batted down at the line of scrimmage. And now it'll be 4th down, and the Phantoms have to get all the way to the Hampton 40-yard line. They are at their 26.
Tim, that was number 70, Carlin Brown, that went up in the air and knocked that pass down. It reminds me when he was playing basketball, when he went up to dunk the ball, he really got up high.
4th and 34 for the Phantoms. Nine seconds remaining. The last gasp for the Phoebus team as they will see their record go to 4-1, and the Hampton Crabbers 5-0. Edge trapped, spins away, and cannot, in fact, get away. He is sacked with just 1 second. Well, actually, very graciously, the time continued to run and get this game over with, because it truly was over with. No reason to bring the teams on for one more offensive play by the Crabbers. So the Hampton Crabbers pretty much stick to their statistics, although they gave up a few more points than they normally would. They averaged 27 a game. They scored 31 while giving up 17 to a very good Phoebus football team. And this team will be heard from before this season is over with. Last year, the Hampton Crabbers suffered a defeat by these Phoebus Phantoms, and they certainly avenged that loss this evening, 31-17. Bob is down on the sideline, and momentarily we hope he will have an opportunity to talk with some players from hopefully both sides of the field. And momentarily we will do so. And again, I remind you to stay tuned at the conclusion of our coverage for the halftime band activities in their entirety right here on Channel 5. Our next game Saturday night, Phoebus, I get it right yet, Bethel and Dingaton. And next Friday night, the same Phoebus Phantoms will try and get back on the track. They'll play a Bethel team who, coming into Saturday night's game with Dingaton, was 4-0.
Congratulations, Tim. I got Mike here. He got his whole family here. That was a tremendous job out there tonight. You guys really controlled the ball.
Well, I thought we played pretty well offensively. Defensively, we played sporadically, and but I thought Fred had a real good game tonight at quarterback. Ran the ball well, ran the option well, threw the ball well. It's a good effort.
Yeah, it was hard to pick out one player because everybody would come up with a big play or do something good, but your defense, I thought, at times just really shut them down. Phoebus did not get a first down until 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, I tell you what, we got ourselves in the bind down there, but they played hard, and Chris Moore runs the ball awful hard. I think he's a real threat up inside. With him up inside, it really puts pressure on the corners. They went out and did a good job blocking. They started loading us, and they did a good job. It was a good ball game.
Yes, it was, Mike. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
And don't forget that game will be
all right, Bob, thank you, and our congratulations to Mike Smith, the head coach of the Hampton Crabbers, and we're going to try and get a word with Reggie Moore there, Bob. I think Reggie Harris, rather, Bob. Reggie Harris was right there on crutches. If you want to try and get a word with him, Bob.
Yeah.
Reggie is right there if you want to try and get a word with Reggie Harris.
Let me talk to Reggie. Hold on.
Reggie is hobbling off. Unfortunately, he hurt his right ankle. But he was our Phoebus player of the game, and certainly we'd like to have a word with him. Go ahead,
Tim,
Bob.
I got Reggie Harris there. Reggie, it looked like you twisted your ankle.
Just a little slight sprain. I mean, one of my offensive linemen fell on it last play. I mean, well, not last play, but late in the fourth quarter.
Right. Well, we picked you as the player of the game. I was impressed with you, what you were doing defensively at the beginning of the game, plugging the hole up from your defensive linebacker,
yes,
and
sir.
then you started running the ball. You looked good on both ends.
Well, I really had a good week of practice, and, well, I had a little bit of complication halftime. I got asthma. My asthma started bothering me. And they was going to take me to the hospital, but, I sucked it up. I really wanted to play because, Hampton, they're a good team. I gave it to them. They're a good team,
Well, you both played well tonight. They just were better tonight.
I wish them good luck. I mean, we just had a lot of mistakes. We're gonna be ready and get ready for Bethel next week.
Well, good enough. Well, listen, congratulations, player of the game, and we'll bring you a shirt and a plaque over.
All right, thanks a lot.
Good enough, thank you. Tim, let's go back up to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. And again, our congratulations to Mr. Harris for a fine ball game. We're very disappointed to see he was hurt late in the ball game, and hopefully it won't be anything to keep him out of additional play this year. The final score again, the Hampton Crabbers winning by 2 touchdowns.
Hey, Tim.
Final score 31-17, yes.
Tim, hold on a second. I got a guy here all dressed out in red and white. Lowell Thomas, I think he's got something to do with Hampton Crabbers. Lowell, congratulations.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Feels good tonight.
I tell you, it really does. I was impressed with the way they controlled the ball offensively. They just moved the ball down the field.
Team played a good game tonight. It's obviously that they worked hard, they prepared well, and they knew what they had to do. They had they had something they wanted to settle tonight.
Well, I was wondering, you're not too hot in this red sweater tonight, are you?
I thought at the beginning I would be, but it fit all right.
Well, good. Well, listen, congratulations, and we'll see you guys later on in the season.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, Lowell. Tim, let's go back up to you.
All right, so for those fans who may not know, Mr. Thomas is, in fact, the principal over at Hampton High School, so he does have something to do with the Hampton school system, right? Okay, Bob, the final score again, the Hampton Crabbers, #1 in the state, 21st nationally, win 31-17 over the previously undefeated Phoebus Phantoms. For Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.